up for 10 seconds. Laughing all over the intro. I'm talking over it now. Doesn't matter. Penis. Hello, welcome to Kristi and Kev likes to take a shit whenever his bowels say so hour. You join.
Apparently.
I'm Kevin Logan, the turd of Twitch and Twitter and YouTube and all that shit. And joining me, it's the fucking regular as clockwork, fucking bran flakes digestion system that is Dr. Kristi Winters.
Well, it's not like, hey, I guess maybe you have like a 5-minute lead warning. Is that what your body gives you?
Well, it doesn't matter whether they give me a 5-minute warning or a 2-minute warning. If it comes at 7 minutes to the top of the hour, that's just how it goes. I needed to take a shit. Like, that's...
Couldn't you just cut it and wipe? Like, when it was...
Oh, Kristi! I take my anal health more seriously than that.
Hey, we got places to be here. We got people waiting on you. There's like 48 people waiting for you to wipe, Kevin.
Well, that's on them. I'll be honest with you. That's very much on you people.
And I only say that because I was in a similar situation like a half hour ago. I was like, oh, you know what? I should probably do everything before the show. So I'm cued into my bodily timing, it seems.
In a way that I am not, no.
Yeah, yours is like, hey, touching cloth.
Yeah, Kev, I don't care if we're about to start, Kev. You are turtling, my friend. Let's go. Is turtling a phrase? Do you know what that is?
Going out and coming back in.
Yeah, it's a little turtle
coming out and going back in.
Yeah, little turtle head broken out. Anyway, so I needed a shit, and then Kristi was like, "Where have you been?"
Well, it was 9 o'clock. Okay, technically it was at 9:01 that I messaged you.
Oh,
and
did you
think
actually?
That's a
I
fair
didn't even see a message.
Yeah, on Twitch, on Facebook. I'm like, where are you? And then in the chat too.
Well,
it was the top of the hour.
I did specifically say I'm going to the little boys' room. Now, usually it's just a piss. To be fair.
Normally, it's never taken this long before.
Yeah, but I needed a poo.
You were there for like 4 minutes, 5 minutes.
That's a perfectly standard poo time. In terms of pit stops, that is efficient.
Did you manage to tweet at least out the show, multitask while you were there?
No, I didn't take my phone with me. When I got up from the seat, I wasn't expecting poo. If I'm honest with you, I went to the toilet and I went, I could probably take a shit. Yeah, let's do that. Prairie dogging is apparently another name for it. There we go. Oh my God.
From one big piece of shit to another?
Well, before we even get to that, Kristi. I mean, firstly, we've got Elon on screen with his close personal friend Ghislaine Maxwell, who is, of course, a child sex predator. Mm-hmm. But
Convicted,
yes. And indeed, a friend of the convicted, now very much suicided. What's his name? Jeffrey Epstein. Anyway, awful people. But from one piece of shit to not necessarily a piece of shit, although she is also that as well, I feel. But more importantly than just...
Sorry, I have to interrupt you because Orion Cooper in the chat just had a great line.
Which is?
Glad you did have a stiff dick of poop at Kevin Logan, as I was running a bit late.
Well, that's exactly what my plan was. I thought, Orion's going to be late. I'll take a deuce. Let's go. Anyway, talking of deuces...
Swaying room as the COVID has stars.
Yes! Oh my God.
Everywhere at the shelter.
Yes!
One by one their beds become closed.
Oh, she can't hit a note to save her life.
Nope.
I see you through the COVID air.
The COVID air?
Can't you feel the virus from my mouth?
That's the worst scan ever. None of that works.
She's so offbeat.
I know.
Oh my God. I hope she never does any hip hop covers.
I hope she does. Oh my God. Danzy, if you're watching, I presume you're a big fan. I will pay you to rap. I will pay you good money to rap.
Can you imagine what this would be like if she didn't like clip all the audio and have that extra distortion to cover up whatever she's doing here?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're so close, but still a mask away.
Oh.
What I'm dying to say is that I'm crazy for you. Touch me once, you will get COVID-19.
That doesn't even
I
rhyme.
Nope.
never wanted any virus like this. It's so brand new.
Didn't even bother changing the line.
You will feel it in my cough. I'm crazy for you.
You feel it in my cough?
You'll feel it in my cough, and then I'm crazy for you. That doesn't work in the like. What the fuck is this? What is this? Oh my god.
Crazy for you.
Who are you crazy for? What does this? This doesn't make any sense. Well, you're crazy for COVID. What?
I'm already gasping for air. This is not good.
Also, that freeze frame looks like she's had a stroke. But never mind. Yeah.
Trying hard to control my cough. I walk over to where you are. I really need no words at all.
That's all just awful.
Slowly now we begin to move.
Oh, fuck off.
Every breath I'm away from you.
I was close.
So way to our standing still in time. If you read my mind, you'll see I'm crazy for you.
Oh.
Touch me once and you will get COVID-19. I never wanted any virus like this. It's a brand new. You'll feel it in my cough. I'm crazy for you. Crazy for you.
Oh, yeah, I can feel that in my teeth as well, Billy.
That was fucking crikey.
And you know what, Kevin?
What?
She probably warmed up her voice. Imagine the first time she practiced.
There's no way she warms up. By the way, we've got an update on Hitler Cat. There he is. On top of a car. By where Clem Fandango lives. There you go. Boom. Oh my word. Well, we can go back to talking about shit. I think it'd be less weird.
Oh, it'd be a relief, to be honest.
It would be a relief. Absolutely.
Oh, it's like better than coffee. In the morning, I feel like I've had 8 espressos all at once.
Oh, don't. I'll shit again. Jesus Christ. It goes through me.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah, it might take 6 minutes. Who knows?
Mm-hmm. I don't think I could fill 6 minutes with just Danzig's picture. Danzig. I want to say Danzig because I'm Germany, but it's actually Danzig. Gotta stop adding the he.
You have. You definitely
have.
Anyway, so. No, that's not the right one. Boom. Elon Musk is inevitably pulling out of, or not, well, I think he's pulling out of the deal completely, but he's temporarily on hold. He's not buying Twitter, basically.
Oh, he's definitely pulling out of the deal.
Yeah.
And I can tell you why I think so as well.
Go for it, Kristi.
All right. The market conditions have changed drastically in the last 2 weeks.
True.
Tesla's down.
Yep.
The economy going forward looks very high chance of a recession coming up. And he's going to have to put up way more of his own money than he kind of planned because he doesn't have just stock value now to push in on it.
They were saying, I read an expert saying that he'd planned on the Tesla stock not dropping below 470 or something.
Yeah.
Without him having to put more money in, and it's just dropped to like 420 or some ridiculousness. So it's well below that, and he'd have to put in billions more of his own money, and he's not doing it.
Yep. And so he now, because he signed the agreement, right?
Yeah.
Part of the agreement is if he bails, he has to pay a $1 billion breakup fee. However, if he can take them to court and say, oh, they weren't honest in their disclosure about the number of active users to bots, and I made my decision thinking it was X when it was Y, I am no longer bound to pay them the $1 billion for fucking around.
Yeah, and he's quibbling over 5% of bots or something. Like, what the fuck?
He knows what Twitter was like, right? He
Yeah.
complains about bots. So this is just him. He's saying on hold because he can't take rejection. Remember, he needs his like friends to ask women out for him because he can't take personal rejection. So this is his way of covering his ass and saying, "Oh, it's on hold, and actually I was deceived, and I never was going to buy it anyway."
Yeah, he's blatantly walking away from this, which is
definitely.
All of the losers have been fucking going crazy about this because he promised he was going to have the God King Emperor back on Twitter. No. So yeah, he's blatantly pulling out of this, which is very funny, and it's going to cost him money. And
it'll cost him in court costs because if he tries to get out of it, they're going to sue him for breach of contract. So this whole thing is just going to waste his money.
And unlike when he like takes like a random person to trial, Twitter can afford a good lawyer as well. So you're not going to be able to good lawyer your way out of this, I don't think.
Oh yeah, think about their terms of service lawyers, right? Yeah. They're contract law experts, I am sure.
Yeah, he's fucked it, which is very, very funny. But I'm not surprised he's decided to not do this because Twitter's about to turn 15, and that's a bit old for him, I think. Usually his tastes are a bit younger than that. So I've heard. Apparently, according to his friend Ghislaine Maxwell. Anyway,
generic insult. It's
generic insult, but he probably has fucked kids. But it's a generic insult, so it's just a thing. Anyway, so and unsurprisingly, Tesla stock has improved on the back of this news
because it was an boondoggle. Yeah, it was just going to be an albatross around their neck financially. Yeah, it was a dumb idea from the start.
Yeah, absolute nonsense. He was going to saddle them with debt for a company that's never made money.
Mm-hmm.
Like Twitter is the ultimate example of like late stage capitalism, where a company that makes no money has a ludicrously outsized influence on the world.
Yeah, I mean, in this case, well, with Twitter, it's who uses it.
Yeah.
Not how profitable it is. Its impact is in its, like cultural significance to news and media and that brand reputation.
But it loses money hand over fist.
But yeah. I mean, if they don't, we saw like in 2020, they were down a lot, right? And so, but I don't know until an alternative to Twitter comes along, it will be this sort of big man on campus, as it were.
True.
It's going to be the king of the hill until something comes along that all the journalists move over to, because I think that's where a lot of it is journalists, to be honest.
Basically. And of course he's lost money in Dogecoin going through the floor as well, which is
all stocks. The stock market generally, after the inflation numbers came out and Wall Street thought, it's going to be 1.8, it's going to be 1.8, and then it came out as 1.3 and they went sell, because the market is like a bunch of skittish horses and they overreact to everything. And so that happened, and then we've seen like a bit of a rally now where everyone's like, is it safe to come out and put my money back in? And they're all throwing their money back in. So it is? It sounds like the boom bust cycle of capitalism, Kevin. I wonder who came up with that idea.
Dave.
Yeah.
So you're gonna bore us with some slides.
So leading on to this whole debacle, the crash in the stock market. I don't know. Well, several weeks ago now, I talked to you about a concern I have. It's something like the housing bubble that was happening in one of the stable coins in the crypto sector.
Oh yeah, I should point out we've lost Kristi to the crypto bros. She's now gone full crypto.
All right. So basically it kind of happened. It was the Lehman. I get it. Anyways, it's like the Lehman Brothers event,
right?
Of crypto, or the housing bubble burst. There was a bunch of people doing stuff on top of a house of cards, and it all kind of came collapsing down. And so I wanted to explain a little bit for people who are a bit nerdy about what happened. And how it happened and what the consequences so far have been. Because Monday, Luna was trading at $80 a coin, and it's currently below a penny.
So, ironically, right? Luna isn't going to the moon.
No. And on a more serious side, just to say, like I've watched a lot of videos looking at this topic on YouTube.
Crypty Winters is good. Sorry. Go on.
A lot of them do include information on suicide prevention,
Oh, for
because
fuck's sake.
people
Sorry.
put
I don't mean to laugh at suicide there. I wasn't expecting that. That was a laugh of like, what the fuck?
I was gonna say, like, people like put their kids' college money into this, thinking that it was a stable coin and they could weather out the market.
Idiots.
Yeah, but this is gonna, like, $18 billion is gonna affect a lot of people and not just rich people. So just kind of like keep that in mind. So yeah, I thought this was an appropriate appropriation. The Terra Luna you can see my screen, right?
I can.
Yeah, because I took it from Dr. Strangelove, or How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love Tanking. $18 billion.
That's a lot of dollars.
It is a lot of dollars. Dollars. Let me move sorry, I have to move over the chat so I can get to my slidey thing. Right. Come on, go forward. There we go. All right, there are two kinds of what they call stable coins that you can buy. One are collateralized stablecoins, and those are the ones that it basically does what it says on the tin. They go through audits, and they are shown to have assets and liquidity sufficient enough to collateralize every dollar that gets put into their pool and then been taken out again. However, there's an alternative to actual real money out there. Instead of putting money in the other pool, when you take put a dollar in, take a Luna out, put a Luna in, take a dollar out. Here we basically have an algorithmic stablecoin, and that means that it's using two tokens, one representing a dollar.
Are these tokens fungible?
Don't distract me. That's the other thing. You need to not distract me when I'm in the middle of a thought here. So shush for the moment. One that tracks the price of, let's say, the dollar, and then the other one, which is its pair, that is allowed to absorb the volatility of the price of demand on the currency that's worth a dollar, which is what broke down. Okay, now do you have a joke? You can have jokes between slides when I finish my thoughts.
No, my joke is a visual one on this occasion.
Oh, all right.
I've just put I've put the wiggler so big it covers all of the screen, so they can't see the
thanks.
writing. No, I'm going to kind of shrink them back down there.
I spent time on this, y'all. I did the research and I put together a fucking slide for you because this is complicated. I'm trying to make it simple. So the way that it works is Luna is the token that's used. The price can go up or down, and people can stake that to get rewards, and also they can use it to mint dollars. So you can put in a Luna and burn it and then create a dollar. And you can do the other way in reverse. You can take out a dollar, put it into Luna, and you burn the dollar and you get more Luna. So this protocol uses the basic principle of sort of supply and demand to maintain the price of Terra. When and I have some visuals now, not just text, because text is really boring, but I wanted to get those out there. So I couldn't really find a proper thing, so I used champagne glasses.
Well, can I just say, if you're going to put stuff into Luna, make sure to get her consent first. Ayo!
Right. There you go. Between slides joke. There you go. So remember that our goal here is to keep the price of UST at $1. And the way that's done is when there's more demand on Terra, then the price of Luna goes up. They can create more dollars, and that will then add more to the supply to make sure that it goes like down to $1. So that's just it. There's two pools, and the amount of money in the two pools are meant to work in tandem to keep one of them equal to the market value of $1.
I'm just saying, I'm declaring a war on terror. Okay? We will not put up with these terrorists.
Right. So let's say that the price of Terra is overvalued. In other words, it's undersupplied. Here I've got an example of it's $1.01. So the way that the market is meant to work, it's called arbitrage, is that someone can go and trade one USD worth of Luna. So if one USD is worth 101, you can swap it for Luna. And now that Luna is actually worth $1.01 because Terra is overvalued. So by doing this, you eventually, the market burns my apologies. You burn one Luna, and you get 1 UST. So if it's more expensive, you create more Luna, and then the market burns up this Luna and it mints a new UST coin, and then they can sell it for an actual $1.01 because the value represents it.
I have checked out. I do not know what you're talking about now.
So basically, when Terra is overvalued, there is burning of Luna to create more Terra. And then this is the important part. When the price of Terra goes down under $1, they have to if it's the US is undervalued and oversupplied, when they burn Terra, they create more Luna. The idea here is that by getting rid of the supply of Terra, we'll bring it back up to $1. Right? So they're always meant to be working in this tandem. And for like a year or two, it did. But then there was a big run on the bank, basically. Bitcoin crashed. A bunch of people, and it's kind of unclear who, sold their UST. And the price went from $1 to like 97 cents, 96 cents. It depegged from its dollar.
Pegged.
Which really, really scared a lot of people, who then dumped their Terra as well, which added the value of Terra kept going down.
Would you let Luna peg you?
But, I mean, ignoring that, but because of the market crash, the price of Luna was also going down. So the thing that they were trying to use to incentivize people to save the dollar was dropping in value. And the way that they were fixing the problem was by burning dollars and creating more Luna, which was adding more supply to Luna and driving its price down too. In other words, it got caught in a death spiral.
Yeah.
And the thing is that people saw this coming, right? There was some criticisms, lots of criticisms. I think there was a $20 million bet out on Twitter that this thing would crash eventually. And so the guy who runs this Terra Luna, the head of it, Do Kwon, went out and his solution was like, okay, I'm going to buy Bitcoin. I'll buy Bitcoin and that will back me up. It'll provide me with liquidity and collateral. And that is how I can show people that, yeah, it's algorithmic, but we also have assets backing it up.
Right. Okay.
Yeah,
I'll be honest with you. The
going?
entire thing seems like a fucking Ponzi scheme.
Well, yeah. So another reason why they had $18 billion in their market cap was because you could go put your US Terra on their platform and earn 20% APR, which people were just holding on to because the market was bad. So the supply was going up.
Right.
And they were making this really amazing 20% guaranteed APR offer, which brought a whole lot more people into the market, which created a lot more Luna and a lot more Terra. So what ended up going wrong was the only real collateral they had to back up their supposed stablecoin was Bitcoin. But they didn't consider, well, what happens if we crash when Bitcoin crashes?
Yeah.
Yeah. They're
so
correlated.
So it was a Ponzi on a Ponzi.
Well, I mean, I don't think
it was a fucking
Ponzi.
It basically is.
But algorithmic.
It keeps fucking crashing all the time. Like it's a Ponzi scheme.
Well, everything crashes. A Tesla crashes.
Yes, capitalism. I quite agree. Capitalism is a Ponzi scheme.
Okay,
True.
well, you're going to say capitalism is a Ponzi scheme.
Yes.
Then that's just a general critique.
Yeah, never-ending growth is impossible. It is a Ponzi scheme. Yes, correct.
And so, of course, the problem is that because they had bought like billions in Bitcoin, when their price started to crash at the same time Bitcoin was crashing, whenever they sold their Bitcoin, they drove the price farther down. So their collateral became less valuable.
Absolutely ridiculous.
And this is how you lost everything in like 5 days.
Yeah. So Luna went down, but not in a fun way.
Correct. So here we are. You can see it actually started up like above, I don't know, it probably started off at like $5, $16 or something like that. People on Monday could buy this at $80.
Yeah.
And overnight, it just completely disappeared. So I thought we would. Oh, I'm gonna.
So now is definitely the time to buy the dip.
No, don't buy a dip in a bear market.
Don't know what that means. Okay.
Stack cash until the market turns around. Like, don't buy the dip in a recession.
Or just don't piss your money away on what's obviously a scam.
How do you save for retirement?
How do I save for retirement? I plan on dying early. Yeah,
So,
I drink too much and I eat unhealthily.
part of the consequences of not
Retirement
having secure,
solved.
part of the problem with not having like a secure pension system in the U.S. is that people have to fend for themselves, and they fend for themselves by going into the stock market.
Yeah,
It's how they keep people invested.
It's really dumb.
In rich people's success.
Yeah, it's super dumb. Yeah.
So I think we'll just watch this on YouTube, but it's a good summary. And if you enjoy, because CoffeeZilla is quite entertaining. If you want to, there's also a follow-up on this as well.
Yeah,
Except I have to change tabs now because I need to share somewhere else.
Okay.
So I will present.
Well, you should do that then.
Screen to. What is crashing in here? Yes, I think that's the one.
And Kristi's bringing us sounds from the aviary again, which is good.
Oh, yeah. Cool.
The exotic birds display at Cologne Zoo.
Yes. All right. Sound up. I will also, I decreased my, I'll see if that, I'm going to have to turn off, I think, our stream, though. So I won't be able watching us while
you should watch that live stream there with 80 viewers. And stuff. You should watch that. Probably pretty good, I reckon.
Let me know if this is okay volume.
The crypto markets are crashing, and
that is fine, yes.
Okay.
Of the world's largest cryptos, Luna and UST, face extinction from a multi-billion-dollar bank run. That's billion with a B. As of recording, I still don't know if these coins are going to recover, and the big question on everyone's mind is, how did this happen? I brought on an expert to explain it, but first we have to talk about the basics of this stuff. Terra USD, also known as UST, is an algorithmic stablecoin, which is different from fiat-backed stablecoins like Tether, which at least pretend to be backed by real money. Algorithmic stablecoins, on the other hand, aren't backed by anything. The way they maintain their peg to the US dollar or euro is with market dynamics by incentivizing arbitrage. Usually, there's a pair of tokens, one of them paired to the currency, and the other can fluctuate. And I'm not going to get into exactly how this arbitrage thing works because it's quite complicated and others have covered it in a great amount of detail. The point is that usually these things work really well and make a lot of money for everyone right up until they don't and things go boom. Historically, every single algorithmic stablecoin has eventually lost their peg in what's known as a death spiral, where people lose their faith in the coin finally and rush for the exit. And because this stablecoin is not collateralized in any...
This is the fundamental nonsense of what these people do on a sort of macro level or whatever. They think they're reinventing the wheel. It's very Elon Musk. I can understand why Elon Musk is drawn towards cryptocurrency, because it's the same bullshit that he pulls. They think they're inventing something new, and they're not. All currency is based on people's belief that the currency is worth something. Yeah. That's how literally every currency that's ever existed works. And that's how every currency that's died has died.
True. I mean, the dollar is like held up by faith.
Yeah, exactly.
If for some reason people lost faith in the dollar, it would become worthless as quickly as, and now you could like trade it in maybe for other things like gold. Like if it's not really backed, it's actually the dollar's not backed by anything anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, I mean,
it's just full faith and credit of the United States government.
The ancient Roman denarii was once the powerhouse of Europe. Mm-hmm. You can't buy anything in denarii now. Like it's because once it was thought of as something valuable, and now it isn't. And one day the pound will go the same way, the dollar will go the same way, and it'll be replaced by something else. Assuming that it doesn't go the way of some sort of death of the heat death of the universe. Like assuming that humans are around, it'll be replaced by another thing, because that's what happens.
Yeah, but the thing is, Mark Cuban, as he'll point out, got caught up in the exact same kind of premise. But I'll just hit. But a lot. Money is socially constructed, and it has a lot to do with us all holding on to Dumbo's magic feather and believing it's worth as much as it is. We all just accept that a £5 note or a $5 bill is worth $5.
Entropy makes a very good point in chat. The US dollar has the world's first and second most powerful air forces behind it. That's kind of true.
That is true.
Difficult for outside forces to attack the dollar in that respect. Yeah.
All right. Hitting play.
In a real way, most people end up losing their money in these exit situations. Famously, Mark Cuban got wrecked with a stablecoin called Iron and its Titan pair. Many people have compared this token pair to UST and Luna. However, there are differences which we're going to get into. But the point is, there's been a lot of failure in the algo stablecoin space, which you need to know about. people meme about all the different failures and say, look, you guys are trying alchemy. It's impossible. You can't create value from nothing.
Well,
despite this fact,
if it's going to be alchemy,
it hasn't stopped.
The only one that would work there would be iron, because that's the only one that is a base metal. And thank you.
Fifi.
There you go. Yeah,
Hey,
that's very much a fiat current in many respects. Fuck yes. Periodic table jokes. Fuck yes. Let's go. Let's not go back to the gold standard, shall we? Because gold is another current thing. Fucking yes.
See, and you said that you were going to find this boring.
I have. I fucking have. I don't know. I didn't understand half of the things you said.
That's fine. I think some people in the chat, hopefully, I haven't been able to watch it and do everything.
No,
at
I'm
once,
sure.
but-
Look, I'm sure for people who understand the basics of all of this anyway, they probably got something out of that. But
Well, no, I tried to explain it so people who didn't know the basics could at least get an understanding of what an algorithmic stablecoin is, because that's just an opaque phrase that means nothing to most people. And you just kind of put it in pools and showing things go up and down. You're like, oh, I see. And when they both start to go down, you're fucked. You're like, yeah, that's it.
The only algorithm I'm interested in is the form of US Vice President dancing. An algorithm. Boom.
Hitting play.
Trying. Every time a new algorithmic stablecoin fails, two more crop up with new strategies about how they're going to finally defeat this death spiral.
By the way, there were a bunch of algorithmic stablecoin projects that are going to get shelved now because no one is going to go near a fucking algorithmic stablecoin probably for a long time till there's like a new crop of newbies who weren't around for Terra Luna, the meltdown.
Oh, that's true. In Australia, they already have the AU currency. That is true. Yeah. Again, solid gold joke there. that joke quite literally is gold. That's gold.
The most popular and successful attempt at this has come from Terra Labs, a company which created Luna and UST. These two coins are extremely popular and in the top 10 of all cryptocurrencies. So the project is massive. And if these coins were to go bust, billions of dollars would vanish.
Narrator voice. They did.
They did.
One reason the people have invested so much into UST and
Because this was on the 11th of May. 2 days ago, people were like, are they going to be able to stabilize it and repeg it to the dollar?
Would you let Luna repeg you?
Yeah.
Luna is because of a savings protocol called Anchor, which promises people a
There's
stable
a lot of
return
absolute
around
anchors
20%,
involved,
which is
yeah,
obviously insane,
Anchor around your neck.
especially given how stable coins are supposed
No, I
to
was
be.
doing a
As a
wanker
reminder, Bernie Madoff only
Oh, I was doing like a heavy joke.
No, I was just doing there lots of wankers. What anchors? Never mind.
promised a stable return of 10% a year, and the Anchor protocol is nearly doubling that, leading many people to accuse it of being a Ponzi scheme. However, Luna investors, who often call themselves lunatics, say everyone knows these rates are unsustainable.
that's really
and claim
annoying.
They're just being used as
That's really annoying, because do you know where lunatic as a phrase comes from?
Well, it has to do with a reference to the cyclical moon and the idea that the waters in your body are being pulled toward the moon, which is why people go a bit off.
Technically not true. It was the Lunar Society of Birmingham, of which Benjamin Franklin was a noted foreign member as well, who were scientific bods back in the 18th century. And they became known as lunatics, anyway. But yeah, then it later became, they tied in with the idea of werewolfism and fucking nonsense. Yeah.
But wasn't that Franklin? I don't know. Someone in the chat go find the etymology. They might have also called themselves lunatics. But
Anyway, those guys were like science bods. And they were still more advanced than these 21st century dickheads.
a growth tactic to get people into the ecosystem and that they will eventually be lowered over time. As of a day ago, there was $14 billion locked up into this 20% a year free money scheme. And this has been one of the major drivers of adoption. And this 20% return was seen as a great investment for many, right up until the crypto markets went into free fall over the weekend.
Wasn't.
And Luna...
Exactly. It's the same fucking story every single time.
Yeah.
And UST were hit some of the hardest of all. Luna fell 50% in one day, and UST actually depegged all the way down to 69 cents.
Nice.
Nice.
Fuck yes.
You and CoffeeZilla.
Let's go.
One mind. Nice.
As for the Anchor protocol, there was roughly $7 to $8 billion withdrawn from the protocol over the course of a couple days. Like I said, billion-dollar bank run. And as at the time of writing...
Yeah.
That is a bad graph.
Yes. I mean, I don't know how much the stock market lost in 1929.
Well, adjusted for inflation, £7.
I think this was probably bigger. I mean, I haven't looked up the numbers adjusted for inflation, but 18 billion.
Oh, in terms of overall number, it must have been, yeah.
Yeah.
There was probably only $18 billion in the world at the time or something, yeah.
Yeah.
I really do have no idea if UST is going to recover at all. And that's why...
Narrator voice. It didn't.
No.
I brought on my guest today, Bennett Tomlin. He's something of a stablecoin specialist, and you may recognize him from my Tether video. And I couldn't think of a better person to talk to really get to the bottom of this. Bennett, thanks for coming on the show.
It literally was.
This is absolutely insane.
Apparently there was $14 billion lost in the stock market crash of 1929.
Oh, wow. So, yeah. Thank you, chat.
No, not chat. That was Kev. Kev did independent research.
Nice research, Kev.
By which I mean I Googled it.
Yeah, well, that's called doing research.
That's research, yeah.
So 14 billion for the entire, that set off the global, Great Depression.
Although I imagine, again, adjusted for inflation, that's probably like a trillion or something ridiculous.
Yes. But it took a bite out of a lot of people's pockets. A lot of venture capitalists went down with this ship.
Yep.
So
we have billions of dollars hanging in the balance here. And I guess my question is, what are the scenarios here? Which ways could this go?
Sure. So the first way this could go is that people continue to lose confidence in this system and
I'm sorry,
exit their Terra.
I cannot take this man seriously as an expert in anything. He is too young. He doesn't have a hair on his fucking face. Get out of my office and fuck off. Get me an expert in this. I don't want the expert.
5 o'clock shadow there.
I don't want the fucking T-boy at the expert's office coming around and giving me advice. Fuck off.
Hey, Kevin. Sometimes you're the teacher and sometimes you're the student.
This guy can fuck off. That's all I'm saying.
To Luna, which when you do it below peg, mints more Luna and provides continued downward pressure on the price of Luna, which is the algorithmic stable coin death spiral that's often talked about. Is once the confidence is shaken, it can feed into itself, and as the protocol is trying to protect itself, it's also destroying itself by draining any of the remaining value out. The other option is
no, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying he's not Raven. I'm not saying he's not a cutie. I don't go for financial advice to a cutie though. Okay? That's a completely different skill set. Sorry.
No worries. As long as I don't have to keep a pretty complicated train of thought in my head, I don't mind that you jump in. It's when I'm trying to go logically through my points and then you interrupt me and I can't remember.
Oh, well, thank you for telling me when and when I can't speak on my own channel. Yeah, I appreciate that.
Quan and Terraform Labs are able to, using their Bitcoin reserves by partnering with appropriate market makers and venture capitalists, that they're able to, at least for now, get this back to peg. Once they have it at peg, they're going to need to convince the community that this is still a thing worth having confidence in. What you might see, in order to try to get that confidence back, is Do Kwon and Terraform Labs, or perhaps just the Terra community broadly, may try to find a scapegoat, some kind of entity.
He keeps using very different words to describe cunts. Like he's mentioned various different groups of cunts, and he could have just said cunts. I feel like you're overly verbose. Just wankers. They're all wankers, mate.
Person who they can come up with a plausible motivation for wanting to attack Terra.
I'm already finding that, by the way. They're coming out and saying that centralized banks want to bring Terra down. They want to...
Oh, of course they went conspiracy bullshit with it. Of course it is. Yeah, it's the Jews. The Jews want to take down your Bitcoin. So shut the fuck up.
It's not, in this case, the banks, and it's not... And
whenever any one of these cunts talks about central banking, they're talking about Jews. Let's not be under any illusion here. They are alluding to, Jeffrey fucking Greenspan and blah, blah, blah. That's what they're talking about.
sometimes hey, Deutsche Bank is a shitty bank. Citibank is a shitty bank. There are legitimate criticisms of banking that don't have to be an anti-Semitic conspiracy theory, you know.
Okay, that's true, right? That's true. But I've been to like crypto bro spaces, and the overlap.
I don't think you've spent time in crypto bro spaces. I don't. You might have been like in alt-right spaces of people who like crypto, but that doesn't necessarily mean you've been in crypto spaces.
I'm suggesting that there is a significant enough crossover that the distinction there is moot.
I'm saying that there is a distinction to be made.
I don't think it's as significant as you seem to think. But regardless,
considering how much time you haven't spent and I have, then I.
Well, yeah, but you're going to be in with the nice liberally people who are lovely and nice. These wankers, this is some wank face on fucking Twitter. I'm telling you, these people are generally, when they're referring to central banking in this way, they're talking about like the secret cabal, blah blah blah.
I am willing to concede absolutely that I actually speak out against anti-Semitism that I see in the chat. I will call people on their shit and I will report it. Yeah, but when they're talking about the ways that banks want to be able to track your money and keep control of the supply, the criticisms are not ethnically based so much as the centralization of who can make these decisions about who prints money and what the interest rate is.
Okay. So that's fine. That's
we can
fine.
we both see each other's side here on this. Right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. But what I will say is that they must know their audience, and they must know that it contains a significant number of people who will take that not as the good faith interpretation of central banking and fiat currency, and will see that as, the sneaky Jews. They're doing sneaky Jew boy posting.
People who want to see that will see that.
Yeah, exactly.
In that way.
Right, yeah, but if you've... I mean, I can't speak for this particular person, Financial Death Punch, although the name is redolent of all kinds of things. But a lot of them will have built up an audience of people who are largely right-wing. Let's be pretty clear about this.
Look, and they're just like, can we just not have this conversation right now? Because, like, they've also completely, we're going to see, they have a whole bunch of villains. Right? I've seen people say Janet Yellen was behind this, so it's not, so I know you heard Banks first, but there are other actors. Can we just hit play and move on?
Okay, I'm all right with blaming her. Fuck her.
On Luna. So you're already seeing that occur. But one of the interesting things I thought about the Luna Foundation Guard, or whatever it's called, is that they bought Bitcoin to supposedly protect the Luna peg. But since the markets are pretty correlated...
I actually think it's on the next video. So I'm just going to pump in here to say the same people, Citadel, who went after the GameStop and AMC shorts, people have been blaming them. People have been blaming like BlackRock, who they'd come out and make a statement saying we weren't behind this. But there's another video. If you are interested in this, after this one by CoffeeZilla, there's another one we can take a look at. But I just want to say, like, those are some of the other people getting blamed. But there's a lot of people like me saying the problem was the algorithm. Like, this was always going to happen.
Why are you blaming Al Gore's dancing?
Yeah, exactly.
When the markets go down like this and you have like an attack on the peg, aren't they selling Bitcoin at a loss to protect Luna?
There's only so many times you can say stuff
even...
like protecting the peg and stuff. Before, like, come on.
It's called being pegged to the dollar. it's pegging.
Yeah, well, exactly. Look, Kristi,
you come unpegged.
We've seen plenty of those people who work on those sites that get pegged for the dollar. Yeah, that's
not all of us think of dildos immediately, Kevin.
Well, hang on. Yes, you do. Shut up. By the way, yes, I am back up. Can we shut up? Everyone go and follow me at KFLogan1875. My Twitch is now back up. Let's fucking go.
Nice.
Spam the link in the chat. Thank you for telling me.
Twitch jail. You're off the naughty step.
I am. And I just want to say, clearly my banning was because of Paul Simon.
Call me out?
Yeah, exactly. They're clearly Twitch are in the pocket of Big Simon. I don't know if Garfunkel's got to them as well, but the industrial Simon complex is strong.
All right. Are you all set now? Declaration over? News update?
Yes.
Okay, back to our regularly scheduled programming.
harder? Like, am I getting that right? Why would you invest in an asset that would probably be down when you need it the most?
Because I think Jaquan's goal with purchasing the Bitcoin wasn't really to stabilize the peg or make the Terra system better. I think that the primary goal with purchasing this massive amount of Bitcoin was to make it harder for people who care about Bitcoin to criticize Luna or Terra, because he was on pace to become like one of the single largest holders of Bitcoin in the world. And once you're in that position, you have a lot of influence over Bitcoin, and you can get a lot of things you may want, because no one wants you to suddenly market sell $10 billion worth of Bitcoin. That would be very bad for anyone who holds Bitcoin or anyone who holds assets heavily correlated with Bitcoin.
Can I just point out, so the irony, and this is the funniest thing I think about crypto at the end of the day, or the crypto space, is that, they complain so much about how, governments have power to make decisions, and banks, and those things should be with the people. It should be decentralized. It should be held, as in a group amongst us all. We should all have, votes, and, do it, be community led. That is a huge thing driving it. They're in a kind of libertarian way. But because of the way that capitalism distributes capital, they end up with these unelected whales who hold massive amounts of their currency, who can move the markets and basically do the same fucking thing that they're complaining that the banks are doing.
Well, like I said, they think they've reinvented the wheel.
Yeah.
And they haven't. They've just created a new thing that already existed, but with a different name.
Yeah, I think if you could think about the 90s .com bubble, but with a very specific political value system, this is a lot of that. There's a lot of experimentation. There's a lot of things that aren't going to last. Then there's going to be the eBays and the Amazons and the other things, Yahoos and Googles, that come out of all of this.
Yeah.
But they didn't get away from any of the problems that they thought that this decentralization would fix.
Because these idiots basically don't see that sort of capitalism's inherent weaknesses are the problem.
Yeah,
they believe
regulation is terrible.
They believe in the ANCAP version of capitalism as if that would solve anything.
Yeah. But then they lose $14,000 of their own money in Luna, and they're like, maybe the government needs to come in and regulate these stable coins to make sure they're properly collateralized.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well done. You've learned the lesson of 1929, you dopey cunts.
There
Bravo.
are so many parallels of the Wild West. Some people moved west to get away from government and Uncle Sam and all that kind of stuff, even though they were white and all kinds of privileged, right? But they move out west, and then they realize, living outside of civilization isn't that nice. And you know what they all did? They all became fucking states and joined the union. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. Oh no, there's lawlessness. Yeah, you moved to get away from laws. What did you think was going to happen? Yeah. Now you want a police force and a sheriff and shit. Dickheads.
Well,
don't worry, the crash was only nearly a century ago. I'm glad they've learned the lesson of their great-great-grandfathers, you pricks.
So it's just becoming absorbed into the whole system. It's just going to become mainstreamed and regulated like any other financial sector. Because it has to be.
Yeah.
People are getting scammed, and
people's lives are being ruined by this, yeah. The fucking dickhead in what country is it? One of the Central American countries, I forget, who made Bitcoin one of the national currencies. They're fucked. El Salvador. They're fucked. They're going to start defaulting on debt soon because it's not worth. They don't have the money to fucking pay it back anymore. So
they didn't have any Luna. They have Bitcoin, and it's only a small percentage of their total overall. But but you see more. Here's the thing, though. Someone pointed out, if you're in Argentina, the inflation rate right now is double digits.
Yeah.
And it has been for a long time.
Yeah.
Or was it Brazil? People were asking for cryptocurrency access in their banks in Brazil, I think it was, and the Brazilian government, because of a deal with an IMF, said, no, you can't have it, because they don't want people to go to a currency that's less inflationary to save their money, because it's going to drop the value of their currency.
Yeah.
But so they're trying to force people to stick with their national currencies rather than use something that, Bitcoin went down, let's say from 40,000 to 30,000, but then it goes up too. And the local Brazilian currency doesn't go up. It only gets eaten up by inflation.
Yeah.
So there are like it is kind of a threat to the global monetary system in that way if people are free to leave shitty currencies in order to preserve their wealth.
Well, exactly, and it goes back to the point we made earlier about people having faith in it. If people lose faith in the Brazilian currency and want to go to Bitcoin, the Brazilian currency's dead.
Yeah.
Eventually it will just crumble away, yeah.
Yeah, and if the economy is poorly managed or there's a global... Yeah, so people basically want to make sure that they build wealth, they have value, they want to preserve it, right? They don't want to pay $3 for a coffee today and $6 for a coffee tomorrow and $12 next week because it eats into their savings. So all of these are like natural tendencies that, you know, and is it fair to say, no, you have to stick with your shitty currency and get poorer because...
Or in the hyperinflation, I mean, Germany obviously being a great example, where people would join long bread lines with like a wheelbarrow full of cash, and by the time they got to the front, it wasn't enough to pay for the loaf of bread that it would have done at the start of that process.
Civil War as well.
In the 2 hours it took, the money was basically now worthless. Yeah, ridiculous.
The American Civil War too, the Confederacy currency.
Yeah, the Confederate dollar was absolutely rubbish. They're literally fucking bundles of firewood cost like thousands of dollars, which at the time would now millions basically. Like it's impossible. You couldn't buy it. Yep. Even when you could find it, you couldn't buy it.
And with increased digitization, you know, people who are homeless, in theory, I want to say this is, you know, there's a lot of weight that's carried on the unbanked of the world, or people in African countries or poorer countries that don't have access to banking can still do currency on a international currency, digital currency platform. So I don't see this is going away, but what it does need is a lot more regulation.
Well, exactly. Yeah, no, that's the thing. Again, going back to the Wild West thing. You moved outside law because you didn't want to follow laws, and then realised, well, if you don't follow laws, you don't have the protection of the laws.
Exactly.
And then you get fucked over. Yeah.
Yep. And and wealth will tend to collect within a small group of people who will then have an outsized influence on the shape of the market.
And as is always the case, the people who are already rich are the ones who are still basically rich people. Very few people went into this poor and became rich. A few did. There's no doubt about it.
People made money, but no one got like stonking. A few people got stonking rich.
Yeah.
A lot of people made money. A lot of people lost money.
Yeah. It's the same thing. Money makes money.
Yeah. Definitely.
Which is the entire cryptocurrency market. They've now made it where criticizing Terra, criticizing Luna, and destabilizing their system risks destabilizing a larger portion of the crypto ecosystem as
narrative voice. It did.
Yeah.
As a whole, and as such, many, perhaps all, crypto holders now have an incentive to try to make sure that Luna and Terra survive.
I think also another part of this that we have to talk about is obviously their success with the Anchor protocol, or I call it success. They've been offering these crazy 20% rates of return. Can you explain? It's this weird game. It feels like Bernie Madoff, the whole like you get this really stable return. Actually, it's way over what Bernie Madoff was offering. Can you explain that? I know they're saying that, look, it's just a growth hack, but it feels awful Ponzi-like.
I've got a growth hack for you right here.
Yeah, I'm.
Oh,
yeah.
Roddy cats. Stop being a dickhead.
I heard a squeak.
Yeah, I picked him up and he went.
Are you gonna put him on camera?
Roddy cats. He wants to bite my face off. What do you reckon about Ponzi schemes? No,
unimpressed.
I don't think chicken is a Ponzi scheme, to be fair. No.
I actually think it is a Ponzi scheme. You keep pouring your money into chicken and he keeps eating it.
That's true. I'm
laughing because when Cass and I did our episode on Terra, there's the moment when we talk about this and Cass asked me, why does this feel like a scam? I'm like, it feels like a scam because they're telling you they can guarantee a 20% interest rate. And when someone tells you that, they're basically always scamming you. That's not a real thing that generally happens. And so for a long time, Terraform Labs was providing funds. Well, they're still providing funds. Terraform Labs is providing funds to the Anchor protocol so that you can get a rate higher than the market can support for lending out your Terra. It did used to be this like guaranteed stable 20% or so. 19 whatever percent yield. They recently did make it so it starts to float a little bit, but it's still subsidized so that you get more for lending it than you pay to borrow it.
Crazy idea.
And
Only in crypto, by the way. Only in crypto.
Yeah. Normally that goes the other way. The good faith explanation for what they were doing is that they hoped they could get this big enough that it would actually start being used for like
Real things.
Commerce or foreign exchange or payments or currency things currencies are used for. But instead, everyone just used it for the free money, and eventually free money ends.
Right. Well, it seems like every time a stablecoin fails, an algo stablecoin fails, it just seems like somebody has a new idea for, oh, I know what they did wrong. I'll fix it this time. This is going to be the one true.
See, I wish they had new ideas. That would be
you don't think they do?
This like Terra is not very meaningfully different from like the economic concepts behind Dan Larimer's New Bits from like 2015 or not New Bits BitShares from like 2015, or it's not super meaningfully different from the Titan and Iron Finance one, which famously broke and lost Mark Cuban a bunch
This
of
one
money.
just feels very well funded.
Yes.
And it feels like
this one's big. I think what makes Terra so interesting is none of the other algorithmic stablecoins have grown to $18 billion. Do Kwon and Terraform Labs were way more effective at marketing and growth than any of the previous algorithmic stablecoin teams. And because of that, it got to a scale and size where it ended up posing this relatively unique risk to the cryptocurrency ecosystem that no algorithmic stablecoin has really been able to do before, because they were always so much more isolated. It was a lot easier to call many of the older ones Ponzi's or really emphasize the game or the scheme part, because they were a lot less likely to interact with other protocols and to become this more broadly accepted part of the ecosystem. But there's places that had UST as a base pair and stuff for exchanges, right? Like this had started to reach out into a broader part of the ecosystem. Now we're talking about a stablecoin that was able to sponsor a US sports team, right? And so like it's entirely different, and it's way more deeply connected.
Was it Bitcoin.com or Crypto.com Stadium? What was the old Staples Center in Los Angeles? Didn't they have to rename it because it ran out of money?
I'm sure.
Yeah.
I think again that happened in the .com bubble.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that there were .com companies that were buying up sponsorships.
Yeah.
And it didn't work out at all.
Yeah, it doesn't do. Yeah.
Because the advertising, you don't build the revenue that way.
No.
You don't you blow a bunch of money on a stadium. It's so dumb.
So seeing it play out in this way has been a bit of a contrast to past algorithmic stablecoin blowouts, and might perhaps give us some idea of what might happen if, say, a stablecoin about 4.5 times the size of Terra were to suddenly become much less valuable.
Frightening, and I hope that doesn't happen anytime soon. Thank you so much, Bennett, for coming on.
So, do you want to see a slightly more recent video from the 11th, today being the 13th, from CoffeeZilla?
Go for it.
All right. Yeah. How Luna collapsed. All right. Yes, this is from yesterday.
It's hard to believe that only a week ago, Luna was one of the top cryptocurrencies with billions of dollars flowing into it. And all it took was one market downturn to turn this golden token into digital toilet paper.
Okay, so that's the price now. Do you want to see? Or that was the price on the 12th when he did the video. So sometime on the 12th. Would you like to see?
I would love to see that, Kristi, please. Yes.
All right. It's going to be a little bit hard to see. But it's 0.00009248. There's 4 zeros in front of a real number. That's how low it is. I guess I can give you here on the 4 hourly chart.
Oh, it's bounced. People are buying the dip.
You have to scroll down. Okay. There you go. There you go. That was let's bring it forward a bit. That was pretty much it.
Yeah, fair enough.
From 87 to 4.4 zeros and then a number. All right, so just for scale, let me share this tab instead. Here we go.
I mean, in 1 week, Luna has gone from $80 a token to less than $1. This chart is just hard to look at, I'm warning you. It reminds me of BitConnect. Not to mention, UST, their stablecoin, is still depegged. And at this point, I think it's safe to say it's over for Terraform Labs. There's simply no way to reestablish the trust that algorithmic stablecoins need. I mean, after all, who wants an unstable stablecoin? So today, we're going to try to explain what happened and tell the story of why I think this collapse was predictable. By that, I mean, it was literally predicted. There was a $20 million bet about this. And I'm also going to be honest with you about what we don't know as well. Because before we move further, let me say loud and clear. As of right now, no one knows the true culprit for this crash. So far, I've counted 4 different and unique threads going viral, all claiming to know how Luna collapsed, and the explanation is slightly different each time. But what is consistent is their proof is, trust me, bro. In fact, my personal favorite of these explanations is the theory that Citadel, who's the GameStop supervillain, secretly gotten a 100,000 Bitcoin loan from Gemini, which is owned by the Winkle twins, and they destroyed Luna with it. Now, Gemini denied these claims, but who are you going to believe? A private company or an anonymous 4chan post? Kind of a toss-up, right? And I'm not even saying these are wrong. They just don't have any evidence. So that's where it stands with this forensic side of things. A lot of people claim to have solved it, but nobody seems to actually have done so. But while we don't know exactly what happened, I think it's important to say this crash also didn't surprise anyone. And I think that's worth talking about. There were a lot of people who have been calling for this for some time, and these were mostly for 2 reasons, which we've already discussed. UST was built on a Ponzi scheme, and algo stablecoins have sort of always failed, and we've covered those. But there's a third option that I really think has been overlooked in all this, and that is Do Kwon's role. Remember that Do Kwon is the creator of Terraform Labs. And what most people don't know is that as Luna became more and more successful, Do Kwon slowly became more and more arrogant. He would dismiss all his critics and call them poor. And I believe this played a role, at least, in so many people rooting for Luna's downfall, if not actively playing a role in it. As I said, we don't know if Luna's demise was like an attack or naturally occurring, but I want to give you some examples of this because I think we can learn from it about sort of what not to do if you suddenly happen to become ultra rich and powerful. So on November 25th, 2021, a guy named Freddie Reynolds proposed a theory of how you could crash Luna with a Soros-style Black Wednesday attack. By that, he's referring to when George...
No, he's referring to the pound.
Cheeky bit of Soros posting. There's no anti-Semitism going on here, don't be silly.
Did Soros actually exploit a weakness and help bring down the pound?
Yes, he did.
And the way that he did it, that particular tactic,
So
that's what they're referring to.
Okay, so Kristi hates Jews. Okay.
They're referring to his tactic.
Good to see.
Not to his activism.
Kristi, it's okay. You're an anti-Semite. We get it. Okay? That's fine. No, it's not fine. That's not remotely fine. No, I'm only playing. Go on.
Okay. It's like, yes, when people talk, how he funds Antifa and all that bullshit.
So anyway, tell us how about the Frankfurt School did all of this. Come on.
No,
come on.
Is it? I didn't look into it. Is it? Did Soros do that?
He made billions, yeah, on Black Tuesday. Is it the crash of '92 or something when we were forced out of the European exchange rate mechanism? It was a big fucking deal. It basically crippled the British economy for a decade. Thanks, G-bomb.
Well,
see, but that's where George Soros is evil. It's not that he's like secretly running everything with a cabal. It's that he's a greedy bastard, because capitalists are.
Yeah, I was gonna say if it wasn't him, it would have been someone else because that's what the market rewards.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm not saying it's right. I'm saying that's the way it is, and he did it. It was, but that kind of tactic. They're like, you could do that to Luna, and So anyway, all right.
Soros broke the British pound. And he goes into great detail about how you could do this if you just had $1 billion on hand. He described a process where you could make $50 million and sort of rinse and repeat it until Luna falls apart. Now, in response to this possible attack vector, does Luna investigate? Does it implement strategies to defend itself? No. Instead, Do Kwon says this, probably the most thread I've read this decade. Silence is a perfectly acceptable option if stupid. And then basically he asks sort of to be attacked. He says, billionaires in my following, go ahead,
Absolute
see
twat.
what happens.
Absolute fucking twat. Please, people who are known to be absolutely fucking emotionless, grifting bastards who have the money to fuck me over, please try.
Yeah.
Well, that was always going to end well. Just walk into the lion enclosure, fucking dragged in fucking...
In a meat suit.
Yeah, exactly. Just like, yeah.
Come at me, bro.
Yeah, lions. Yeah, come and try and eat me. Dickhead.
See, I told you there was drama. I know it sounds boring, algorithmic stablecoins, but at the end of the day, it's people being assholes.
True. It's like a soap opera, but involving fucking nerds.
Yeah, instead of wrestling moves and chairs and stuff, it's with code and platforms. And
instead of it being interesting, it's boring.
End of the day, it's the same motivations, same human things lie at the bottom of this. You know,
not really.
Greed, love, desire.
In wrestling, no one thinks it's real. Whereas in cryptocurrencies, some of them genuinely seem to think this is a thing.
Well, people are making money and losing money, so it's real to them, for sure.
Yeah, but I've been like, they think it's like the beginning of a new era of economic. No, it's the same shit that's always happened.
Yeah, they haven't. Yeah, I think people are coming around to that realization. But anyway, yeah. When they're calling for self-regulation, you know the space has changed. Yeah. Not like self-regulation, but like governments regulate us because we can't handle this shit. Yeah. We're getting too big to fail.
I mean, can you imagine the arrogance to taunt billionaires that are following you and going like, yeah, see what happens. Go ahead, attack me, see what happens. Now, look, I know the internet's kind of a wild place, but I usually think there are two rules to it that you have to abide by at all times. One, don't ever taunt the internet. And two, don't ever taunt billionaires. And you certainly don't want to do both at the same time. But this kind of arrogant response wasn't even an irregular occurrence. Rather than engaging with flaws
I personally have got a spine, so I will taunt billionaires. But look, if you want to be a pathetic lapdog, you go for it, champ. I won't taunt the internet, though, because that will fuck you up. But, you know.
Okay.
Protocol, Do Kwon would repeatedly call his critics poor. In fact, a few days before Luna collapsed, Do Kwon said that if you listen to crypto influencers about UST pegging for the 69th time, or you could remember that they're all poor now and go for a run instead.
Enjoy poverty, prick.
Did this. He also
enjoy you being poor now, you fucking idiot.
Someone called him, who was that lady who scammed Elizabeth something? The one who went around New York and basically got financing based on a con that she was a German heiress. It was about inventing Anna. I can't remember her real name.
Don't know.
But they basically said that, Do Kwon is that lady of crypto.
I think there are several that ladies, aren't there?
Yeah.
Also taunted this guy, Algod Trading, who said, if Luna breaks new all-time highs, I will short it with size. And Do Kwon responds, yeah, but your size is not size. This guy responds, statistically, you're dunking on 99% of your community, but all right. Someday your Ponzi will collapse. You can't keep fueling Anchor. This is my favorite part of the story because that same guy.
This is the nerdiest little slap fight. Your size isn't even size. Yeah, well, your algorithms and the Ponzi scheme and blah blah. Like it's just it's fucking high school nonsense, but with like weird words.
Tells you people don't change. Yeah.
This is the Real Housewives of cryptocurrency.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
I then responds 4 days later, offering a $1 million bet that Luna will be at a lower price in exactly 1 year. Now, what does Do Kwon do? He takes it. Of course, he takes it.
Well, luckily, he hasn't got any money to pay that bet back, so it's fine. Get in line with the rest of his debtors, I suppose.
He says, cool, I'm in. And I guess that got enough attention because someone noticed it and decided that they actually wanted to raise the stakes. GCR on Twitter decides to offer a $10 million bet. Do Kwon once again agrees, and they decide on the escrow being another crypto Twitter user, Kobe. And so right now at this address, which we will put on screen, there's currently a $10 million bet going on the blockchain. This is real money we're talking about. Literally just put up to see if Luna's going to fall or not, which obviously 2 months later it did. But even that wasn't enough for GCR, who at the time decides he wants to double the bet, saying the initial spirit of it was this like, yeah, your size is not size.
10 million. Oh, well, what about $1 billion? What about 700 squillion dollars? Look, it's just, God almighty. These are children. These, honestly.
With a lot of money.
These, yeah. They're children with, like, money bombs. Mm-hmm. It's just ridiculous. Oh, no. That's a... It went about as well as Kobe's helicopter. Oh, no. Oh, no. They did a Kobe Bryant death joke. Which is...
In the chat.
Yeah. Never mind.
Is whatever, like, kind of a weird insult. Weird way to say you're poor, basically. And so he says, look, we're going to play for big money. I'll double it to $20 million. To which Do Kwon doesn't respond. And so instead, what this guy does is he decides he's going to short Luna with the remaining $10 million that he wanted to bet him with. Now, for those of you following along at home, this is what we call a Chad move. This guy would end up cashing out with $16 to $20 million profit. And it shows how much Do Kwon pissed everyone off, not just the, quote, poor people, but actually the richest part of crypto Twitter. Remember, he literally
really makes me realize the extent to which people with that much money operate in their own world.
Yeah.
He did a bet on Twitter. The guy didn't notice. He's like, I'm going to short your thing. I'm going to put 10 million shorting on your coin. And he made 16 million off of that.
It's a casino of insecure man babies. Yeah. Basically, yeah.
literally asked billionaires to attack his protocol. And to make it even worse, he also began attacking other competitors around this time, saying about stable coins like DAI, buy my...
By the way, DAI is a collateralized stablecoin that was in so much demand it was $1.35 instead of $1 the last time I looked. So just.
So you're saying buy DAI?
Well, when I keep anything in a stablecoin, I use DAI personally.
So we've lost
not financial advice.
We've lost her to the crypto bros. I can only apologize.
And DAI will die. And it was sort of this unique combination of arrogance, antagonism, and disregard for criticism that contributed either directly or indirectly to Luna's collapse. People don't like a sore winner, and it's fair to say that Do Kwon had to learn that lesson the hard way.
Like Bernie Madoff got busted in the end, probably like for the frauds he was doing. Like it finally caught up with him, right?
Well, not just that, but he was attacking rich people. You can scam poor
Bernie
people.
Madoff. Yeah. Oh, Bernie Madoff was pulling rich people who do have enough money to send people after.
You do not fuck over Kevin Bacon. Okay.
Yes. This guy basically got a lot of this, brought a lot of this negative attention on him by being a dick, right? Yeah. And then when his coin was collapsing, who were a whole bunch of people he had to scratch off his list to ask for help?
All of them.
Because,
My point with sharing this isn't to suggest that the only reason Luna collapsed is because this guy is kind of a jerk. Because remember, they were basically running a Ponzi scheme.
And they're all jerks.
But being a jerk, along with sort of running and benefiting from a Ponzi scheme, definitely doesn't help. And the other bit of news we learned in all of this is that CoinDesk reported that Do Kwon was secretly behind a failed stablecoin in the past called Basis Cash. He turned out to be anonymously involved, going by the pseudonym Rick. And his partner was called Morty. According to CoinDesk, he modeled the project after...
Oh, God, these fucking people. Pickle Rick. These fucking Pickle Rick wankers doing fucking 2015 memes are going to destroy the world economy.
Earlier project called Basis, which you may or may not remember as the failed project of founder Nader Al-Naji, the creator of BitClout. So that's where we are with this story. A lot has come out, and while I hold very little sympathy for Do Kwon's failure, I do feel bad for all the traders who got swept up in it. For example, KSI claimed to have bought 100,000 Luna, claiming it could be the, quote, best or worst trade of my life. He later says he spent $2.8 million buying the dip, and that his Luna was now worth $1,000. Ouch. And that's not even to mention the regular investors who don't have millions to spare. I mean, I cannot stress this enough. Billions of dollars have been wiped out overnight. Like, Reddit communities are being makeshifted from supporters into support groups. Like, I don't want to show you guys too much of this because it is dark. Some investors lost houses, others lost life savings, and that's truly sad. But we can't forget about the painful lessons things like Luna can teach us. In this case, it's sort of three things. Don't taunt internet billionaires, don't build Ponzi schemes, and beware algo stablecoins. That's basically it. Pump the stock, and I'll see you in the next one.
And gonna stop sharing because that's what I had.
Yeah, I enjoyed some of that.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
Look, all I'll say is, I mean, to put it in capitalist terms, market forces have dictated that I do not watch that content of my own volition.
Okay. Yes.
Because I don't give a fuck.
I'm doing like an update of this thing that's going on that I found an insight to human behavior.
Yeah, I think
and I don't think your chat needs to hear it, but never put anything into investment that you can't afford to live without. Don't, like if you're going to do a risky investment, please don't do it with anything other than money that you would spend drinking or on, like a toy, some sort of drone that you don't use as often as you hope. Because, yeah, markets are risky. Markets are very risky.
True.
We're back to the hedgehog.
We're back to the X-ray hedgehog.
Awesome.
Yeah, this jabs and angles. How is this 36-year-old only 22? True.
Yeah, I'd put him early 30s in that pick.
Yeah, this is delightful. This is a peacock chasing an ice cream burn.
Wait for me! I wanted a flake 99.
No. Look, he's taking the shortcut. That's good. He's going to catch him.
What?
Yeah, yeah. This is the thing. I didn't understand what this was, but I can only imagine from the three words I do understand on this: seamen, no farmers. Okay, I want to know what that is. Any Dutch people, please tell me what the fuck is going on here, because I am confused. I am very confused by this.
Well, it's kind of okay. So, from Netherlands, so something from Netherlands.
Seaman from Netherlands, yeah.
The biggest
load.
Mars, I don't think is March, but something connection. No farmers. I don't know if farmers means the same. Anyway, there's some linguistic cousins there, like English and German. But do you want to just click on translate this tweet underneath?
Nope. This is nice. Sing this to the tune of YMCA. Young lambs, please keep all dogs on lead. I said young lambs. Sorry. Anyway. Also,
I was doing the chorus, not the first verse, so I was a little confused.
Erected by volunteers. Lol. Yep. That is scientifically accurate.
I can't dispute a single thing on that.
Yeah. Correctly annotated.
Right yeah.
Oh God, the British government are scum. Home Office admits gay, lesbian and bisexual refugees sent to Rwanda could face persecution, but plans to send them there anyway.
What? Isn't that in violation of like treaties?
Yeah, and all manner of human rights legislation. Home Office documents also acknowledge Muslim refugees sent to majority Christian countries could face risk, but claims that it is, quote, justified.
Look, they're not white.
Yeah, that's the basic reasoning.
Not white. That's enough, right?
Yeah.
That's always been our policy. So why change now?
Yeah, I fucking hate the world. Yeah, Bitcoin City has come along beautifully. No, it isn't. That's a model. You've created you've done some nice Lego work. It's not coming along at all.
If they could harness the volcano power and create a green energy supply because of investment, that would be really good for El Salvador.
Yes, it would. Also, the fact that you've got a Bitcoin thing in the center of your city, definitely not a cult.
Yeah, when I saw that, I just thought he was standing outside of like a really big tree that they had felled.
Yeah, it does look like rings. Yeah. Yeah,
That's
it,
like
that's
I
it.
don't see a city. I still just see like a stump of a tree. If I'm honest.
Yeah, I get that. Thank you
It's like,
for
oh.
whoever just subscribed to my YouTube. Thank you.
Oh.
Yeah, we're a serious country this week in a nation with spiraling homelessness and a cost of living crisis driving everyone into penury. We had a chauffeur-driven hat.
Oh, great.
Literally, Rolls-Royce chauffeur-driven hat.
I see Gogglebox is trending. I miss watching Gogglebox.
That is a hat. That right there is a hat. That is headwear.
Oh, it's got its own little seat. It's not like even on a box.
It's got its own little cushion. Yeah, yeah. The Queen didn't turn up to do the one thing she's literally supposed to do, but she's still the Queen, so that's.
You just send the hat.
All normal.
Like, can you just put it on the back of a moped? It'd be fine.
Yeah, just put it in a box and have someone carry it. It's down the road. You can walk from Buckingham Palace to there. It's ridiculous. Oh.
Honestly, it'd be easier on the environment if they put that on like a horse-drawn carriage.
Yeah, or get rid of the monarchy. It's not necessary. None of this is necessary. It's all bollocks.
Yeah, that is also completely true. A big waste of time. Money.
So, free speech and all of that. Susan Collins called the police because of chalk outside of her house.
Fuck off. It's chalk. Are you serious?
She literally, someone protested outside her house, says Mainers want, and then I think that's WHPA. And she called the police for that. Taxpayers' money was spent investigating chalk.
Something that she could have literally washed off with a garden hose.
Or just wait for it to rain.
Yeah.
You don't even need to do anything. Just wait for it to rain. Let some dogs piss on it. It'll be fine.
God, I want to go chalk up her lawn or her outside her road myself right now.
Yeah. Also, that is a public path, so like, it's not even her private property, which that would be something. Also, I've just noticed the dot on the I is it's an ovary.
A uterus.
Situation. Yeah.
Looks like.
I see what you've done there.
And fallopian tubes.
Well done.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I didn't know they were called Mainers, but there we go. We've all learned something there, and we'll instantly forget. Andy No was sending around these grifting emails. Sure.
Oh, God.
I was one of the first civilians savagely beaten by lawless Antifa thugs. And unless we do something to stop them today, I'll be far from the last. Then the hyperlink is, that's why I'm asking you to donate $35 or more today to help me fund my landmark lawsuit that will bring Antifa and their members to justice.
What?
I don't know how he's got my membership list, as I'm the CEO of Antifa Inc. PLC.
Have you been served?
I've been served many milkshakes.
Papers?
I've been served milkshakes, Kristi, to throw at people.
But no court papers, no subpoenas.
No, I do like subpoenas. No. Basically, Andy knows a prick who kills, or who provides kill lists for Atomwaffen. Just a fact.
He is a big piece of shit who's now hired a professional. I mean, okay, so that kind of fundraising list, that mass email, he had to find a company, hire someone who then either had access to lists or bought him access to the Trump list or Mike Pindell, the pillow guy list. And then they wrote him up a cut and paste bullshit. I'm the victim. Send me money. And they spammed it out. He's hiring people. He's got a private fundraising.
Yeah.
It's not a Patreon. It's not a whatever,
He dropped his beans, Kristi.
Whatever Sargon fundraising in Russia money source that he had.
They hit him in the head so hard with concrete ice cream or whatever the fuck it was. It turned him into a British person.
People who do this are like Planned Parenthood do mass emails, or the Trump campaign organizations.
Yeah.
Whole people, groups of people do these things. Not one fucking individual. Not for a private lawsuit. This is ridiculous. Yeah. Honestly, I hope he loses money on this investment. I hope he loses money hand over fist on it.
The grift never ends, Kristi, please.
That's true, but it doesn't mean that always makes them a lot of money.
Oh, the police are scum. An 18-year-old school senior filmed New York Police Department cops arresting her cousin over weed and a gravity knife, whatever the fuck that is, in 2019. Cops then got mad at her and lied, claiming she had a gun and falsely arrested her. Video proved that she did not have a gun. She's now suing them.
Good. And honestly, this is the only way that we have, without voting reform and change, to hold police departments accountable, is make sure that the city councils don't force them to have policies that don't get the city sued.
This, I don't quite understand any of this. Rhode Island slut. Okay. A small liberal arts college stole my money. I don't know anything about this person.
Yeah, this is maybe there's two people who use the car.
Yeah, there's a Rhode Island slut, and then there's someone who went to a liberal arts college.
Yeah, and his roommate.
And his roommate, yeah. Yeah, weird. Anyway, but yeah, I do like stickers. When Jen Psaki is tweeting stuff out and Andy No retweets you, maybe you're on the wrong side on this one.
What's this?
Going on about the protesters outside of people's houses.
Oh,
et cetera,
okay.
et cetera.
Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry. I'm just like, who does Andy No hang out with?
Yeah, ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah, I found my new doctor.
Accepting new clients.
Yeah.
Oh, did you go to Lamaker? Oh, MKE? I wonder, where is that? Is that in Milwaukee? Good Hope Market? Is that Good Hope Road?
I
Is
don't
Dr.
know.
Mittens Lamar in Milwaukee?
I
Can we
don't
find out?
Oh, I don't. Okay, LamarMKE.com. I'm doing this off screen though. Fuck that.
Yeah.
LamarMKE.com.
Healing boo-boos with nom-noms.
Is my internet broken? There we go. Hang on. Lamar.com/Milwaukee is the thing that comes up.
Yeah.
What is this? Lamar, Milwaukee. We are proud to serve the advertising needs of the Milwaukee area. Oh, so it's actually an advertising company, and presumably that's just like a placeholder to advertise that you can advertise. Okay.
Oh, okay.
There
There you go. Yeah, MKE and then Good Hope. I know Good Hope Road in Milwaukee. Put two and two together.
Browse
Also,
inventory.
look at that shitty pile of snow. You see above Found My New Physician where they put that snowbank? Oh, I fucking hate winter. I hate winter.
True.
Glad I don't live there anymore. I mean, I like Wisconsin. I hate
They've got sites all over the place. They've got sites at Bayview, Walker's Point, West Allis,
Oh, God.
Pewaukee, Capitol
Milwaukee. Yeah.
Heights. Yeah. Glendale,
Yep.
Whitefish
Yeah.
Bay.
Oh, my God. It's like walking through the old neighborhoods.
There you go. That's, yeah.
I feel like I'm listening to some Milwaukee radio station again.
And not just in Milwaukee. Whoa. They've got sites in Michigan.
Wow, they went intrastate. Wow.
Grand Rapids.
interstate.
Muskegon.
Muskegee?
No, Muskegon.
Muskogee.
Which
Okay,
apparently
that's
is just,
Michigan.
Yeah, it's Michigan, just across the water there. Kristi, don't test me. I'm literally reading it from the screen. Anyway. Yeah.
Oh,
Cats.
hello, kittens.
Aw.
A little conversation there. Oh, I need this wholesome stuff.
Fuck me. Why is it? It's being weird. It's being weird and dumb. Fuck you. Fuck all of you.
While you're doing that, I have a couple TikTok.
You have a couple of what?
Sorry, I have a couple of bookmarks I can get up, but then as you were scrolling and I was in the middle of saying I have a couple of, the dick cock came up.
Yeah. So, yeah, I retweeted this with the gif of H Bomber guy hacking his way through the wall, about to scream about who's going to buy the houses? Fucking Aquaman! That bit. The Ben Shapiro bit. Because this actually happened in North Carolina.
Oh, it floats.
Well,
It floats.
kind of.
Oh, until the waves knock it over, I guess.
It kind of rips away the front half of it.
Yeah.
You reckon, mate?
Shit. I didn't know they had a video of Terra Luna.
True.
The stock market crash that washed it away into the sea.
There you go. It just sort of rips away the front half. Look, it's just gone. The front bit of the house is just gone already. Anyway, so yeah, that's yeah.
Oh man.
This is it's going really well. Britain's continue to think Brexit is going badly.
I wonder why.
49% badly. Who are the 17% who think this is going well?
Oh, those are the hardcore. Those are the Brexit.
Yeah, Brexiteers.
Yeah, the Brexit version of the lunatics.
True, the Brexit ticks.
Yes.
I think they're called Brextremists.
Brextremists? That's good.
I would watch this Teletubbies. I would.
Love it.
Welcome to the madhouse, and it's just I like the cat on it. That's nice. Every time I come home, the dog has a present for me.
I like the fact that his butt shake is so intense it goes all the way up to his shoulders. What's my bra?
The bra. Yeah, usually I take the bra off when I get home. You know, I'm not gonna put another one on. Stupid dog.
Oh, I want that every day.
Yeah.
I want that every day.
A $350,000 Bored Ape NFT was just sold for $115.
Yep.
Now, not only is that funny, but I have to say, someone just wasted $115. Because that is worthless.
But think of the story you get to tell.
True.
That would be worth $115, I think.
Guess. Yeah, if you're rich enough, I suppose.
Yeah.
This is a minister of the British government. This has not been edited in any way. This is a thing he said.
On Breakfast Show.
On Breakfast Show.
An emergency budget, which is what some people immediately thought that it did. It is an example of some commentators chasing their own tails and trying to take a statement that is commonsensical, turning it into a major capital letters, big.
Wow.
Fuck.
He's a little bit on the bitter side, a little bit angry.
A little bit.
Oh, so many cute. Oh, cute. There's so much cuteness coming up.
There is. There's lots of cuteness if we ever get there, because I have to keep scrolling back down. Anyway, fuck that guy.
Okay.
Joe Biden declines to take a question on abortion. Why?
I think that was his briefing about the economy the other day, right?
Right, but if someone asks you a very, very important question, like, there'd be other times where he'll take a question that isn't involved in the thing he's talking about. Why did he choose on this occasion to be like, no, I'm not going to answer the thing that's on a lot of people's minds?
Can I offer a suggestion?
Well, of course you can, yeah. I did ask you, yeah.
Yeah. He did this press conference a day before the Fed released its inflation numbers. And the whole point of it was this thing was supposed to be talking about inflation. So I think that he didn't. It's not that he doesn't want to talk about it. He just didn't want to talk about it when he was in the middle of talking about inflation, because a lot of people were turning in to hear his message on this before the Fed. That would be my context to get around that.
My favourite type of pasta that I won't be able to talk about when I go back to Twitch.
Oh, are you sure? Oh, I thought it was going to be some cracker.
Nope.
Oh, I can say that here. Cracker.
I can also say fagottini.
Salty crackers.
True.
Salty crackers. True. I should enjoy that. Well, I don't want to get out of the habit of censoring my cracker comments, though.
True. 43 grams of pure hamster. True.
Hey, that's going to give you a rush.
True.
Look at how cute.
This dog, look, an attempt was made at getting the paper. It tried. Okay.
There's a lot of paper. I mean, hey, he got the bag.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly. You couldn't help that gravity didn't want to play ball.
Yeah. Look, he gets his treat. He was a good boy.
Exactly.
He brought the bag back to the house. Equals good boy.
Exactly. The fact that the paper isn't in there anymore.
No.
That's someone else's fault.
Technicality.
True.
Right.
Real GDP growth. I wonder if there's a lesson in this graph as to maybe not destroying your own economy, by doing stupid wars.
Yeah, there was a good piece on TLDR, that news show we've looked at a couple times with Johnson, and they talked about the way that Putin has been using tactics, that a little bit of a Ponzi scheme to keep the ruble bumped up, but those measures are running out. Like it's the same kind of Ponzi scheme. Like he's moving in money and paying people off, and the source is gonna. But it'll take a couple more months. For
Almost
him to
certainly.
yeah, feel the effects.
Yeah. Our old friend Colin Moffat attacking me is basically saying I endorse the US establishment. It's not a cult at all. This. They're labelling my Twitter, banned me from PayPal, done relentless algorithmical boosted lies and smears, disagreeing with me all you want, but if you join the hate campaign against me, you are saying I support NATO. Yeah, you're very important, Caleb.
I support NATO blocking Putin in this moment. It's not like a declaration of loyalty.
Yeah.
So I guess guilty is charged, but also fuck you. I don't care what you think.
True.
Fuck you. I won't do what you tell me.
This cat perfectly sums up minimum wage service job.
Yep. That is the yep.
Yeah, just fuck this. Look, I hate it when I go into a shop and they say, like, oh, hello there, good morning, how are you, blah, blah, blah. Just
when they're nice to you?
Yeah. What are you doing? You're on minimum wage.
Or they could just be like a generally happy person, no matter what.
Oh, yeah, but I mean, how likely is that? Come on. Don't be silly. Oh, this is
you are English.
Amazing. Right. So, this is called The Right... this is a video that was put out on Parler called The Left Can't Meme.
Okay.
Surprisingly, it involves a right-wing person being unable to meme.
Let's see it.
It's so bad.
My name is Benny
I
Johnson,
like his bisexual
and welcome
colors.
to the world exclusive premiere of The Left Can't Meme. Ladies and gentlemen, an exclusive series on Parler. Parler, where free speech lives, champion in the form
look at this.
of
What?
memes and
Absolute
content
shit.
on our show. Now, many of the memes
This is
we will
his
show
example
you
of a great
on today's
meme.
episode
Yep.
would get you banned on social media. Why do a show on memes? Because the memes
Look
hurt
at this!
their feelings. Our first edition meme review, The Left Can't Meme.
This is a joke, right?
The memes of the
Nope.
week, very important. Musk memes, so hot right now. And the people at Twitter are like,
He's doing Zoolander memes. Kristi.
He did Pulp Fiction. Everything is from like at least 15 years ago, except Trump, but he's also from 15 years ago.
Kristi, it's 2022.
I know.
And he's doing Will Ferrell Zoolander memes.
Well,
Whilst talking about how other people can't meme.
I think we're gonna have to start shitting on Xers. I think boomers need to make some space, and we need to start shitting on some of these Xers who still live in the 90s.
Oh, this
in the early 2000s.
This is fucking tragic. This is tragic.
He's really got his finger on the pulse of the youth culture, Kevin.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Look at me, fellow memesters.
Exactly.
I feel like I'm taking crazy pills.
I feel like I'm taking crazy pills.
Here is the
What the fuck is this?
Like, how old are some of these pics?
Oh my.
Doesn't that one go back to like when Trump won the election?
Yeah, there's a Trump election one, the screaming person. There's oh god, I don't even know who most of those are. Yeah.
Like, I don't even think a lot of right-wing meme stuff, criticizing would even reference Sargon anymore. People have really moved on.
Yeah.
But they're still stuck in like Trump's glory years.
Yeah.
Being fired off like rockets. Very funny. Very good.
Is he
Elon
actually
Musk planting?
giving a commentary? He's like doing the audio for us.
Look at this absolute purebred cringe.
What is this?
This absolute cringe lord nonsense.
Someone took the time out of their life to make that.
When you say life, that assumes they have a life, Kristi, and I'm not sure that's appropriate, really.
Well, they have to at least be existing on the planet.
Do they?
Still,
Do they really?
Yep, that time is gone. Look at that's what they have to.
Yeah, this is really
point to.
Like, I mean,
their production.
It's cringe as fuck to like dick ride Elon Musk anyway, but to do it over like some Twitter shit is embarrassing.
Also, especially today, it's really funny.
Yeah.
I want to just invert that and put this guy's face as the crying face.
Yeah.
And Elon's making him cry.
Yeah, that works. Yeah. Someone make it happen.
In the fields, Libs just want to date Elon Musk.
What the fuck?
I'm just gonna laugh and
Fucking hell, man. It's the same shit as well. It's the same, like, six pictures.
Here's Elon just whipping people out of the temple that is Twitter. That's really cool.
Oh, fuck.
Not today again.
Honestly, I'm gonna shit out a kidney with the cringe. This is appalling.
Oh God, on today of all days when Elon's backing out and he's so smug.
Yeah.
He's so smug about the crying on the left. I want to watch you cry.
Twitter's top lawyer reassures staff, cries during meeting about Musk takeover. Elon Musk, the Netflix special. Elon.
The fuck is he doing?
He thinks laughing at something that's not funny is a show.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's good. Very, very good. Always gonna be woke.
Elonold, Kristi. Elonold.
They would absolutely just like climax until they died if they could find a way of combining Elon Musk and Donald Trump.
They'd come so hard they'd become desiccated.
Yeah.
You'd have to pour
Hollow
water
shells.
on them to rehydrate. Yeah.
But don't.
Yeah. Oh, fucking hell.
Donald, make Twitter great again. Elon Musk as Donald Trump. Very good Photoshop. I'm moving to Canada. I'm removing my music from Spotify. I'm deleting my Twitter account. Yes, it's always the same thing. Triggered Rhapsody. Triggered Rhapsody. Very good.
No, it isn't very good. How is that very good?
Did he make these himself and he just used the same pictures? Or are they that unoriginal as an entire community, as a group think, that they only have these few images that they just use
I'm
repeatedly?
sort of glad for Big Red that for Chancey Binks that she's like not the face of this anymore, because she used to be part of the rotation.
Yes.
And now she's kind of dropped away, which is good. But yeah, this is just
it's because
ridiculous.
the anti-feminists aren't in control of the narrative as much anymore.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, they've sort of widened out.
The Gamer Gators have kind of,
Gamergate 6.0. Let's go.
Let's call
Queen
Donald
reference,
Trump.
the triggered people screaming.
Have him tweet it. Oh wait.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, when Elon definitely takes over. Yeah.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah.
Yes. The re-rocket. Yes, of course. Classic. The re. Where would the meme world be without the screaming lib at Donald Trump's inauguration? Where would we be, ladies?
Civilization?
How long ago was that now? 5 years?
Yeah, 5 years ago now. But this show's called The Left Car Meme, and he's just showing right-wing memes that are shit.
And it's the same thing. It's not even original.
This is a self-burn, my man. You have
think
torched yourself.
Look at the variety in the memes that we capture or we bookmark and show here. Right? There's breadth. There's a wide range of humor, from crass to wordplay.
Yeah.
And this is just the same pictures in different, photoshopped on different images.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, without the screaming lib, we got to have the screaming lib. What would become of us? We need this meme, and it will live forever, by the way. These memes will never die, and the screaming lib meme will never die. One of the most important memes in the world. No! Re! And then the re as the chorus.
It's
Elon Musk swinging in the swing.
Oh my god, I can't believe how repetitive this is.
It's just the same picture over and over again. Yeah.
Wow. Again, is this not a Poe? Is this not someone making fun?
No,
really?
This isn't satire.
God, how can it not be satire, Kevin?
I don't know. I don't. It's a self-burn. Yeah.
Oh man, the left can't meme. Tune in every week. Your boy Benny will be memeing.
I cannot wait.
Look, I think we've just seen every episode.
Yeah, we'll back. I mean, I'll show it next week, but I imagine it'll be literally the same thing. Anyway, that's a cute cat in a bow tie.
It is
Adorable. Oh God, Canada, much like its parent country, is a very serious place that should be taken seriously. This is the Conservative Party leadership debate in Canada.
All right.
What are you having time to read these days?
Well, Jordan Peterson's 12 Rules.
Oh,
Great
God.
book, and
Oh,
a lot of
God.
good lessons. We all need to improve ourselves, and I think he has a lot
Cry
of good wisdom
in public
that book that can
and
help
eat
anybody.
only meat.
What do you have?
God.
Thankfully, they won't get elected ever again, so that's fine. Glenn Greenwald and Tucker Carlson basically admitting that without pornography, they'd probably go around raping people.
After this, remind me to tell. I think maybe I have it. Glenn being a shit and promoting someone who is anti-trans, using transphobia, cleaned it up for him, but still gave him credit and thanked him. Piece of
Everyone
shit.
know, there's all kinds of studies about how, people talk a lot about, journalists love to talk about their death threats they get, online. And everybody knows that if you get, the people who are really planning on coming to kill you aren't the ones tweeting at you that they're going to do that, right? Like, being able to tweet that is like an outlet.
Right.
Just like people say watching pornography is an outlet and alleviates the desire to go rape. When you give people a channel...
What do you mean, the desire to go rape?
What?
Does he think rape is a type of sexuality?
Where is I need to bang my head against something.
Yeah.
I need hold on.
I don't know what that was. It sounded like a stapler.
It's the back of my tablet.
Oh, okay. There you go. I say now I hear it. Yeah.
The keyboards. I was doing the keys earlier. You couldn't hear the key because of the keys, but this.
I'm sure whatever you're typing there with your forehead is probably more coherent than this shite. I imagine.
To express themselves, to express their
Fucking
anger
glamour.
and their critique, and whether it's like QAnon, which I think happened to be more of like a kind of protest movement. We're saying things that we know are upsetting elites, and that's kind of part of why we're saying it. It became like a kind of identifier of dissent. When you crush it, you've now taken away the outlet, the peaceful outlet that people have. And when you tell them they can no longer use the internet to gather with like-minded people and exchange grievances and organize, what do you think is going to happen?
Well, exactly.
They have no other alternative but to engage in destabilizing and violent ends. And I think a lot of what we saw on January 6th was that notion that, well, we don't really have the democratic process or the basic civil liberties that we were taught as children we can expect by being in the United States. And so gathering together and protesting and storming things is the only option we have left.
Well, yeah, because they took away the pressure relief valves.
All right, so you have to let aggressive, white supremacist, misogynistic assholes bully us online and live with their abuse. Or if we stop them, then they're going to punch us and beat us up.
And do some insurrections.
Yeah.
Cool. Very cool. Very awesome.
Why does everyone have... How about this? How about they don't act like assholes?
Yeah. Yeah.
How about that?
Some self-control. Yeah.
Exactly.
Would be good. Also, as I tweeted out during the week, Peter Thiel should be in jail for slavery because he literally bought and now owns Glenn Greenwald.
I am so disgusted by him. I was always... Yeah. Like, I always disliked him. Now I actively dislike him.
Yeah, he's disgusting. I'm just saying, look, I'm not condoning this. I'm just saying, in Sri Lanka, over the cost of living problems there, they threw politicians' cars into the water. I'm not condoning it. I'm just saying options. It's a thing. Okay?
Yep.
Here's some Tories opening a food bank and having a good old laugh, and of course throwing themselves. You couldn't write it. They threw themselves a banquet at the opening of a food bank.
Tucks into Cherry Bakewell buffet at the food banquet.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
See, politicians shouldn't be opening food banks. They should be.
They should be working at them. Well, yeah, or
well,
closing.
Yeah, because they're not necessary anymore. That's what should be happening.
Or until that point, they should be working at them, not eating at them.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'll tell you what, why don't you just take every other weekend and day and work at the food bank instead of eating the food there?
Because they're Tories and they hate poor people. Look, I have done jokes about fucking Dan Crenshaw's eye hole. I'm not a fan of Dan Crenshaw. I think it's safe to say.
Yeah.
And I had to agree with him here. Marjorie Taylor Greene is such a scumbag that I'm now agreeing with Dan Crenshaw. And that does not feel good.
I know, right? The shittiest person in the world has a good opinion for once.
Yeah. So that's...
Yeah.
That's
sometimes
so literally,
it's, like,
fuck you
red
so
on red
much,
violence.
So much Marjorie Taylor Greene for making me agree with that fucking creature.
Yeah. Like, he's a piece of shit, but he's right about you.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
Yeah. I think that's the sentiment there.
Yeah. There is no cat in this image.
There isn't. Wow. That is a trick question, isn't it?
That is.
Wow.
That is really, really good camouflage.
Amazing.
Lovely work.
Yeah. Yes. It's really the ears, the shadow, and the ears are the only thing that kind of tip you off.
The body is just
implied.
Yeah. Oh yeah, this was nice. So the governor of Louisiana, who's like a pro-life dickhead, refused to sign their fucking bill, saying that it goes against his, even though he's pro-life, it goes against his idea of how government should be operating. So that's a good thing. Yeah.
I think that within religious Christian sects in the United States, Catholics are generally more tolerant toward abortion rights than the evangelical Christians. Even though there are 5 Catholics conservatives on the court right now in the church itself, and conservative Catholics are very much against it. But there is also, because there isn't really a liberal Catholic wing. We don't have like the Anglicans, Episcopalians.
There isn't a Reformed Catholicism or something.
Right. There isn't like a spectrum. So you end up with everybody. It's ends up being a broader swath of views.
Yeah. Coinbase Global. Boom. Not going well. Yeah. Not going well, lads.
Well, again, that was on the same day that you saw everything was back up today because boom and bust capitalism. Yeah.
Would you take a ride to Milf Lane or Milf End, I should say?
Mile End really got an upgrade, huh?
Yeah, it did. Absolutely. You might be able to see the slightly different shade of blue they've used.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's always a bit like a homesickness when I see things that remind me of like London and the UK. But yeah. I remember that stop being on the lines.
Yeah, indeed. Have you ever been inside Seven Sisters?
No, I have not. I've been through Seven Sisters.
Have you? Oh, you drove a rail through Seven Sisters.
Right.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah. Anyway, that's a station on the London Underground. Yes. So this is insane, right? The story of Shireen Abu Akleh. I don't know if you're aware of this. The journalist who
Al Jazeera.
Al Jazeera journalist who was murdered by Israeli forces, and the way they're describing it in the Western media is very interesting. Died after being hit in the head by a bullet.
You mean she was shot in the head?
She was shot. What? So just what? It was a random bullet that was just in the air somehow.
Yeah.
That just randomly hit her in the head, or she was murdered. Anyway.
Yeah.
The pig in Wellingtons.
Emotional roller coaster.
True. This is the most mental video. I've watched this several times now, and I still there are so many things with it. The duck, for a start off. It's just there. It's just its homeboy, apparently. Anyway, let's watch this. It's mental.
So my first OnlyFans paycheck came in today, and I'm going to use 20 grand of it to pay off my sister's student loans. Because why the fuck not?
Have you seen this, by the way?
Nope.
Anthony, you're going to break my fucking door! Oh my god, oh my god. What is all this?
That is your student loans. Paid in full by my penis.
I see what you did for your sister, but did you ever think you should take that fucking money and buy your own fucking house?
It's so... Why is the duck there? Look, there's the duck. It's the OnlyFans thing. Why is he not dressed? I don't know.
Well, because, I mean, I mean, I think people on his OnlyFans are.
But then the duck's just trotting into the house like, "You alright? What's up?" The mum is clearly aware that he keeps knocking the fucking shit out the door. He then goes in. I don't know why he throws the money at her. That's really weird. Paid in full by my penis is an amazing line. Then you've got that's really weird, but thank you. It's nice. And then the mum's screaming at him. It's
with
just,
his feet up on the
yeah,
coffee
just
table.
like with the smiley face shoes on. There's just every element of this is weird. I both love it and am confused, very confused. Chaotic energy is the word. Yes, that's the phrase. Dick cock.
Yep, that's what got me all distracted before.
Yeah, but even without the thing that's obviously like being plastered out there, Dick Cook is still good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a little maybe less. Dick Cook might. People with dicks might be like, or who are fan of dicks might be like, oh, don't cook it. So
I don't know. I like it at least warmed up.
Pass Babtridge.
Yeah. Pass Cook Babtridge.
That was it.
Yeah. Boom. When life imitates art, motherfuckers. Boom. Lovely work.
Oh,
could watch that on a loop forever.
Mm-hmm.
Not this one though.
No, stop it. The nipples. Oh my god, the nipples.
The one on the left looks like a chewed up Watson. Well, his left, if that makes sense. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. Anyway. Yeah. I've always been a little bit sus about this guy. He's like a leftoid on Twitch. Yeah, okay. And this is weird. Hang on.
All right, which one? So okay, before you hit audio, which one is the weirdo or
left,
slightly
on
off?
the left? Well, literally on the
okay.
left there.
Okay.
And that's Loner Box, who's the YouTube creator. Anyway, and he's watching it, and he starts he does this thing where he's like comparing them to various different people, and he does look like some of these people, to be fair. And then says a very.
I was thinking he looks like the Tiger King guy.
Oh no, the guy on the left does, but the guy on the left is the one talking, who's saying the guy on the right looks like Harold Ramis from Ghostbusters, etc. Right, which he kind of does.
Okay.
But then Mythic Politics says a very sus thing at the end. Very sus.
Really, in both cases, annexation served as a way of gauging how much could be gotten away with. It's a kind of testing of the water.
Are these comparisons anti-Semitic? Is he Jewish? I think he's Scottish. I don't think you can be a Scottish Jew.
What?
I don't think that's a thing that exists.
What? Why not?
There are lots of Jewish people in Scotland.
Yeah.
Yeah, they exist. You can be a Scottish Jew. Now, I have no idea whether Loner Box is Jewish or not. That doesn't make any. I don't care. But the idea that you can't be a Scottish Jew, that's very sus.
Is he American?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So, I mean, not to say that isn't sus. It is sus, but it might just be sus because, like, Americans are really ignorant. And he probably, when he thinks of Scotland, he probably thinks of Willie from The Simpsons.
From The Simpsons, yeah.
Yeah, and thinks that everyone in Scotland is like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I hate Scotland. It's ruined by Scottish people. Yeah, this is it. Would you say something? No, but this person would be losing toes. I would be cutting fucking toes off, you cheeky cunt.
Yeah, that is not acceptable.
That's
anywhere
not cool.
in public.
Don't be doing that.
No one wants your stinky ass toes. I don't even care. Like if they're manicured, you have a petty.
Yeah, no.
Get your feet off my seat.
I would be stabbing you. Okay, I wouldn't be saying words. You would know my feelings by my actions.
Also, I think that we all would recognize here that there is an acceptable, like, universal human thing that once you put your foot into my space, you're like it is in my territory now, and I can touch you.
Yeah.
Like you have to keep your feet in your space, or your hands, or your mouth, whatever else. But once you start getting near me, I can touch you and push you away or tickle you. I can grab your foot and I can tickle you and not let it go.
Well, I don't know about not let it go. That seems a bit kidnapper.
Hey, he gave it to me.
Well, it's not a gift.
It's
a loan.
went into my...
I loan you my foot.
Look, we're landing. I don't care. This is my foot.
Exactly.
I'm going to land with it.
I don't care if you've got a connecting flight. You're coming with me.
Mine now.
Oh, this is amazing. Right, so this is a 30-second clip, and it might be the most condensed wrongness ever.
All right.
There might be more wrongness in this third. I'm going to have to pause this several times to explain how wrong this is.
How many stops do we get in 30 seconds, chat? Keep it running count.
Yeah, it's going to be some, certainly. It's going to be multiple, which for 30 seconds is pretty bad. Anyway, this is Question Time, political show in the UK. They take questions/comments from the audience, and they're almost always dickheads.
Mm-hmm. Because people are, as a collective, like individuals are nice, but people as a crowd as a group can be.
Especially British people. Absolute garbage. Anyway, you're talking about the Northern Ireland backstop. It's a thing between Britain and the EU to do with Brexit. I'll explain as we go.
And goods coming along, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
You'll do an explanation.
I don't know what's changed since I went to school, but Northern Ireland was always...
Well, firstly...
do you need to translate what he's saying here?
Yeah.
I don't know what's changed since I went to school, is what he said.
That's what he said there, right. Well, firstly, you're very old, so lots has changed.
Yeah,
like,
that's true.
Why are you expecting nothing to have changed since you went to school?
Yeah, like when you went to school, it was probably the 1970s.
Yeah, like in the 1970s, the currency changed. We're now decimal. Like, yeah, we've joined and now left the European Union since you went to school. Yeah, so lots has changed. Yeah.
I don't know what's changed since I went to school, but Northern Ireland was always part of Great Britain.
That's wrong.
Yep.
It's part of the United Kingdom. Britain.
It wasn't.
Yeah, it's literally never been a part of Great Britain because it couldn't be. Great Britain refers to a geographical landmass containing Wales, England, and Scotland.
That's why we called it the British election study and not the UK election study, because
Yeah.
Northern Ireland, it is like its own thing.
Literally, the country is called the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland.
Yeah. And you know what the hint is? That it's not always been part of Britain. It's the Ireland part.
Yeah, it's the bit of Ireland that's Ireland.
Northern Ireland means it's Ireland, not Britain.
So we've had 2 pauses in 5 seconds. Good.
So for the EU to start negotiating and introduce this border...
Second, 2 things. Again, already, that's 3 stops in 9 seconds. He's wrong in 2 things here. Firstly, the EU didn't start negotiating anything. That the British government did that. And secondly, the EU didn't introduce anything. The border in Ireland was drawn by Britain in the early 20s, long before the European Union was a thing.
Yeah, before the Second World War was a thing.
Yeah, literally just after the first one.
Mm-hmm. Also, he pronounced border with 3 syllables.
Border. Border. Yeah, because he's a Cockney pearly king. He's a white boy, yeah.
What's it got to do? We don't have a problem with stuff going from England to Wales or England to Scotland, so...
Yeah, but, and here's the issue here, friend. The Republic of Ireland is a different country. Literally, I don't think Northern Ireland should be a thing, but it is.
Yeah.
And it's a part of the United Kingdom, which is a different country to the Republic of Ireland. So that's like saying we have no problem with taking stuff from Wisconsin to Illinois. Yeah, because it's one country. Whereas if you try and take it to Brazil, that's a separate country, isn't it? They might have separate rules and stuff. Crazy.
Yeah, there are nations inside of the country.
Yeah.
Which is not something that people really understand because Britain is weird.
Britain
but it is 4 nations.
Yeah, you're talking,
under one.
You're literally trying to compare one thing with a completely different thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for the EU to start negotiating and introduce this border, what's it got to do? We don't have a problem with stuff going from England to Wales or England to Scotland. So as Northern Ireland's part of Great Britain, why should we have this border?
Because Britain decided to have the border.
Mm-hmm.
Like literally, there are Republicans in Ireland who are saying, "Yeah, why do we have this border? That shouldn't be a thing."
Mm-hmm.
The British government insists on it being a thing. Yeah.
Again, your schooling failed you.
Yeah. Also, moustache. Just pointing it out.
Yes.
Why don't someone grow a pair and tell the EU to go and sling their rock?
Because that's, again...
All right, you have to translate it. Why doesn't someone tell the EU to go and sling their hook? Which
basically just means fuck off. Just go away, right?
You have to remember he's speaking a dialect that some people in the audience might not
fair,
catch up with. Okay.
So he's saying, why doesn't someone grow a pair, i.e. a pair of testicles? Why doesn't someone gain the fortitude to tell the European Union to go away? Is the pronunciation, is the classical English there, or the new classical English, whatever. Again, it's the British government that decided to do all of this. It's the British government that decided to do Brexit. It's the British government that decided to initially join the European Union in the first place. It's the British government which negotiated and implemented the Northern Ireland backstop. That's literally their deal, which they fought and won a general election on, saying it was an oven-ready deal and the best deal we could possibly have gotten.
And do you know why they did all of that? Because of voters like him.
Yeah. And now they're unhappy about it, including the government, who are literally saying, we need to scrap this thing. It's terrible, it's awful, it's rubbish. You fought a general election telling us it was an oven-ready deal that was awesome, you cunts.
Oh, I don't get birthday cake every day and a unicorn?
No.
What?
It's like a real fucking... It's a real world that exists, that has consequences for your actions.
Yep.
Oh, we don't get the advantages of being in the club, even though we left the club saying that the club was full of cunts. Yeah.
Yep.
The club don't like you anymore.
Because it's part of the Great Britain, it's not part of the EU.
No, but the Republic of Ireland is a part of the EU.
It borders. It borders.
So we share a land border. We shouldn't, because it shouldn't be a thing, but we share a land border with the Republic of Ireland. So that's the problem. Well, whilst we were part of the same common market, absolutely no problem whatsoever, because the border's effectively not really a thing. It's just on paper, which is fine. Yeah. People were generally quite happy with that situation, albeit tensely so, but you know.
You built the border, and now you're complaining that you have to use it.
Yeah. Like, what the fuck? Would you expect France to just be able to ship whatever they like into our country? No. Because borders are a thing. Now, if you want to go full anarchist and say get rid of borders, that's a conversation I'm prepared to have. I suspect this lad is not, though.
Well, it's just the reality of, like, not going from a Schengen situation.
Well,
which
technically we were never part of Schengen.
Right, exactly. Yeah. So we've always had a border. We've always had to go through your bullshit customs thing, and it's always taken forever. And now that British people or English people are having to do it, and Irish people?
Oh, I know. Well, he's strictly talking about trade between the north of Ireland to the Republic of Ireland.
Right, but it's still the same as a border.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, but he's not. I don't think he's talking about people traveling. He's talking about like goods and stuff.
Coming over through, but even with the EU, just the movement of goods and people.
Yeah.
Again, it's being part of the club.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So they're literally like, why am I having to go into a different queue in the fucking Brussels airport? Why do you think you're going to have to?
Yeah.
You voted to do this.
Why are you doing a bunch of paperwork to continue your residency in Spain now that you're no longer?
Yeah, absolutely.
An EU resident?
Those people are amazing. They overwhelmingly voted for Brexit as well. Like about 80% or something ridiculous of expats living in Spain voted for Brexit, and then were up in arms that they were being kicked out by Spain. Well, yeah, because you're now foreigners. You're now not a part of the thing anymore. Yeah.
That's how this works. Freedom.
Yeah.
Part of the Great Britain, it's not part of the EU. Southern Ireland is, but Northern Ireland ain't.
Yeah, he's literally correct there, but you undermine everything else you've said, even though it's all bollocks anyway, and your entire position by saying Northern Ireland isn't a part of the EU, but the Republic of Ireland is. Yes, that is the point.
You asked for those borders to be put back up when you left.
Yeah. We told you that this was always the intractable problem. Me and you have been talking about this for years now.
Yeah.
It was an intractable problem that you cannot get around.
Mm-hmm.
When we were part of the same market, the same common market, it wasn't a problem. Goods and services could go freely back and forward. No one gave a shit. Well, I mean, outside of the usual giving a shit with republicanism and loyalists and blah blah blah. But at least it was less exploded than in previous generations. So that was fine. Everyone was going with it. Whereas now you went, no, we're going to leave now. And the island went, okay, so you're going to have to check some shit. What?
Yep.
Well, now? Yeah, you're going to... We told you beforehand you're going to have like a
Go over to this line.
Because if you've got different standards than our standards, you can infect our food supply with your weird fucking American chlorinated chicken or some shit.
Oh, it's not even the chlorinated chicken. It's radiated Eastern stuff from Chernobyl now, or whatever.
Oh, no, from Fukushima.
Oh, Fukushima,
yeah,
that's right.
We're going to get Fukushima fish. Awesome. Can't wait. Glowing warm in your tum-tum. Self-microwaving.
It's
fucking ridiculous.
The consequences of my own actions.
I know.
Oh, no.
We literally punched ourselves in the face and then went, oh, why are the EU attacking us? What? The EU's just... it's carried on exactly as it was before.
No one before the whole Brexit debate knew the phrase movement of goods and people, like how those were linked. And now we all know. People who don't live there know because of the fact that you wanted one without the other and you couldn't have that.
We're going to get Simpson-style three-eyed fish. We genuinely are. That was a joke, and that's going to happen now. Brilliant. Oh, so that was Elon Musk. Yeah. Oh, yeah, he really cares about the 5% of users.
No.
No, he cares about the tens of billions of dollars that he was being fucked for. Yeah.
Well, the $1
fucked
billion,
himself for. Yeah.
the guaranteed $1 billion break-off agreement
Yeah.
penalty.
Yeah, true. So, so even worse, not only did they kill the journalist, the Israeli Defense Forces, they then attacked their funeral.
Yeah, I saw this, and then I didn't know what the story was until earlier. So yeah, I saw this today.
Yeah, that's literally the person's coffin. They're just batoning the pallbearers of the person they killed.
What the what the fuck?
This is literally like, I can't imagine a better descriptor of evil than this.
After we get done having a stern talking to economically with Russia, can we work on Israel?
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah, look, that's the person's coffin just now going on the floor as you do. Yeah, that's that. Yeah, I mean, can the Security Council maybe do some shit? Because that seems like a human rights abuse. Pretty terrible. Nom nom nom. Can you get a better example of the roller coaster that is this show than those two fucking things next to each other?
Yeah.
Jesus. Anyway. Oh yeah, this is amazing. I didn't know this. Right. Is menstrual blood pretty much the same thing as cum?
What?
If you answered no to this question, congratulations, you're smarter than Aristotle.
Yeah. He had some pretty bad takes.
Back in classical times, the philosophers were busy exploring the big questions, and with supreme confidence, Aristotle took it upon himself to answer one of the biggest of all. Where do babies come from? Aristotle believed that babies came from a mixture of semen and menstrual blood, and that menstrual blood was itself a kind of semen.
Wow, just talking shit. Just talking shit.
See, white men been talking shit for fucking millennia.
Yeah, since the start, before the start of all that.
Also, you are in a great intellectual tradition of not remotely understanding how women's reproductive system works.
Yep.
You are literally on a par with Aristotle in that one way. Fatty fat basket for mean fat cats. I need to get this for Aurora. Definitely. The goodest boy. Oh, fucked it. But.
Nice.
Go on, lad.
Oh, taking him with me to the
high five. Let's go.
To the mini golf course.
The best. Nazanin Zaghari Ratcliffe, who was imprisoned by the Iranians for supposedly being a spy, on the words of Boris Johnson, who ridiculously, when he was Home Secretary, that's still a thing he was, said that she was over there doing the thing that they were accusing her of doing when she wasn't. They met at Downing Street today and she kind of roasted him, which was nice.
Oh, do tell.
One of the things the Nazanin and Richard did ask the Prime Minister is whether he would consider giving evidence to the Foreign Affairs Select Committee, which is doing an inquiry into Nazanin's case and why it took so long and all the steps taking up to having her released. So they've actually asked if the Prime Minister would give evidence because we think that would be quite compelling and powerful, and he said he would look into that. I was really proud of Nazanin. She was sitting next to the Prime Minister, and she told him very clearly and categorically that his words had had a big impact on her, and that she lived in the shadow of his words for the best part of 4.5 years. I have to say the Prime Minister looked quite shocked, I think, when she said that, but I was really proud she did say that, because she wanted to make it clear to him that she's happy now, she's grateful, she appreciates the fact that she is home now, but there was a time when the words had a big impact. The other thing I raised is that Murad Tabaz, who's still in Iran and was meant to come home, he actually lived in Hampstead, so he was in my constituency before he went to America and then was detained in Iran, so we've got to make sure he comes back.
Yeah. Boris Johnson's a fucking idiot and always has been.
Yeah. Stipulated.
Yeah. I'm not saying I am 10 years old, and I'm not saying this was my birthday cake, but it does say Logan, so what can I say?
And it's red, white, and blue.
Well, we wanted a red, white, and blue Brexit. I wanted a red, white, and blue birthday cake. What can I say?
Yep.
See, because it's got Logan on it. Anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, again, talking about white men, in the intellectual tradition of idiots not understanding women's reproductive or birthing people's reproductive systems, which one do you want to be? Representative Barry Ivy or Danny McCormack, who are representatives in the Louisiana legislature?
I guess I'll be Danny. You be Barry.
Go on then. So this, by the way, this was on the floor of the actual Louisiana Senate, I believe. No, representatives, that's the Congress, whatever. So now women would be prosecuted for murder if they use an IUD, and while using that IUD, it prevented the implantation of an embryo.
My bill would do away with abortifacients.
That's not an abortifacient.
Well, that's your opinion. I don't think that's the opinion of others.
Okay.
I don't know. It doesn't eliminate contraceptives. Contraceptives keep a woman from conceiving. That's the definition of of contraceptives.
When the sperm enters the egg, then that's when it takes place.
What takes place?
When life begins, that's when it takes place. And anything that kills the egg afterwards is aborting it.
The implantation doesn't kill the embryo, does it?
We're talking about contraceptives here.
Mr. Speaker, I'll rest my questions. How did we get mixed up? You started off as Ivy and I ended up as Ivy.
Did we? I don't know.
McCormick spoke twice. That's it.
Oh, okay.
When the sperm enters the eggs. Honestly, this was on the floor of a legislative body.
Yeah. The implantation doesn't kill the embryo, does it? Do you know what any of that it means, Mr. Ivy? Men need to shut up.
And they get to, they need to not vote in legislatures on this.
Yeah.
You know, like they need to like sit down or listen to people whose lives are impacted and not interest groups.
Yeah. Oh, so that's, again, that's them attacking literally kicking pallbearers of a person they murdered. Amazing. Evil. Cats are not evil, though. Look, they say the whole world is a gym. And cats have proven that conclusively.
It's everything is theirs.
There's no thought
it's all
behind
fair
those
game.
eyes, is there? It's just all grind set. Is he going to start
More
again?
run. More run. Go on.
Go on, you can do it. I believe in you. Go on. There you go. It was a matter of time. It was only ever a matter of time.
That's wonderful. I love that. I absolutely love that.
Capybara.
I really didn't understand the extent to which other animals really interact in a... I mean, this is a domesticated situation.
Yeah.
But even in nature, like not only within their own species, like it's not all standoffish.
Yeah.
It's can be very interactive and I hadn't really appreciated that before.
And I'm done.
All right, I have a couple.
Okay.
So I will share a tab. Yeah, that's the one. with audio.
Well, get you. By the way, while Kristi's sorting that out, you should go to twitch.tv/KFLogan1875, where you can now follow, because I am now back on Twitch. You can now follow that channel if you wanted to.
You'll be back there tomorrow night?
I might be back there later tonight.
Oh.
If I can be
wow.
bothered.
You're
But
so
probably,
excited.
But probably tomorrow, if I'm honest.
All right. Let's see. Oh yeah, this is a guy from the New York, oh sorry, the FDNY, Fire Department of New York City.
The people have decided, the court has decided. You lose. You have no choice. Not your body, not your choice. Your body is mine, and you're having my baby.
Oh my god, what a fucking creep.
Yep.
That's disgusting.
Your body is mine and you're having my baby.
Yeah. That's gross. That's really fucking gross.
All right, so I bookmarked this because I didn't know this and I was absolutely horrified by it when I learned this. Okay. So, yeah. When Catherine was 36, she was forced to undergo sterilization. Why? Because she wanted to be legally recognized as a woman. Between 1981 and 2011, around 10,000 trans Germans faced the same fate. Now she's many who want compensation and an apology.
Wow.
Yeah, till 2011.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, so we'll just watch this.
Ich bin Katrin, ich bin 58 Jahre alt. Als ich 36 war.
Oh, fuck you, Twitter. Hold on a second. I'll just go into the
So whilst
tweet.
Germany was hosting the 2006 World Cup, they were still sterilising trans people.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not relevant that they were doing that at that time. Cause...
But that's how close in time it was. Yeah, like just, yeah. All right.
Ich bin Katrin, ich bin 58 Jahre alt. Als ich 36 war, habe ich mich einer Zwangssterilisation unterziehen müssen, um rechtliche Anerkennung als Frau zu bekommen. Ich würde mir wünschen, dass der Bundestag und die Bundesregierung sich dafür entschuldigt und die Entschädigungen unterstützt. Denn die Menschenrechte sagen, dass wir nicht hätten operiert werden dürfen ohne unser Einverständnis. Ich bin Katrin, ich bin...
So I'm hopeful that especially with trans representation in the Bundes thing.
The Bundestag.
The Bundestag. Yeah, I should know that I live here. That they have people there who advocates who are really in touch with the community and can be there to talk to the experience, not just from my constituent told me kind of thing, you know.
But also German is a fucking ugly language.
All right, so this dude's getting benched for at least the rest of the year. You ready?
Go on then.
I don't know if there's any sound. No. I mean, you're thinking, oh, that's it.
Okay.
He could
40,
go.
30. Oh, absolutely fucked it and dropped the ball. Oh my god.
Look at he's in so much pain from his own embarrassment. Oh.
And then your man, is he gonna? Oh, he gets taken down. Okay.
But still,
look at that.
Yeah,
Quality,
rookie mistake.
Quality blocking. Absolutely bollocks it.
Just open and then he's so busy. Yep. Look at waving, looking back and waving. Tripped.
I mean, technically, well, yeah, he wasn't down by contact, so that fumble counts. Yeah.
That ball was live. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is just these days. For especially like with the Rose stuff going on, I used to have this as a T-shirt. I think.
Fish.
Organize.
Just fish.
Oh yeah. Look who showed up on our fuck the alt-right. I don't know which person, but
yeah.
I mean these are all to be expected. I guess these two really.
Yeah. Yeah. Please do stop that. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Hold on a second. All right, sorry, my thing was going to go off. Yes, in a world full of Tucker Carlsons, be a Colin Kaepernick.
Yeah. Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah, that's fair.
Outside Amy Conan Barrett's house.
And she's like, "Yes, it's happening." Ha ha ha.
Yeah. The domestic supply of infants
is one of the grossest things that certainly in the last 100 years, a Supreme Court justice has said.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh right, yeah. Here's Glenn being a piece of shit. So he had retweeted this guy. Oh, wait, sorry.
Cheng.
Sorry.
What?
Yeah. So I saw this. It's from a day ago. We'll just listen. I think this is well. You can tell me what you think.
By the way, if you're the trans person or several people that slept with Joe Rogan, can you let us know? Because it's obvious that it's personal for him. Okay, Joe, you slept with a person like that. There's nothing wrong with it. Get over it. Get over it. Get over it, Joe. It's super obvious that you're super into trans people. And you're taking it out, your hatred of yourself, on them, and you're making their life dangerous. By the way, if you're the trans...
So then, Glem is like, on the hunt for trans people, he is fantasizing he had sex with Joe Rogan. And the person that he's citing for this, the source for this, was Nuance Bro, who I didn't recognize the name, but I saw when they popped up on the side, I had blocked for some reason. Why would
Nuance Bro, didn't they appear at a Mythicist thing?
Very possibly. Well, okay, sorry, and T-slurs, I guess, content warning. Yeah, well, this was the actual, like, thing he got it from, where he used the T-slurs in it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and yeah, Glem also gives credit to him for finding and highlighting this.
Yeah, cheeky little shout out. Yeah, always.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, ironically, that's the most journalistic ethics he's shown in a long time.
Glem is such a piece of shit.
Mm.
So, one more back. Oh yeah, just my reaction to Elon Musk saying that he's not gonna. Oh, I was tweeting at Mythinformed for a while.
Did you? By the way, did you learn that from me that the thing had been suspended? Because I was like, I want to break the news to Kristi.
Yeah, you were the one who told me about it.
Yes.
So you did break that news for me, which was fucking brilliant.
Well, I'm glad.
And then when I read up on it and learned that he is now, I was reminded that he has that $1 billion contract.
Kristi, why do you hate this African American so much?
Oh, and then the last best tweet of the night. You want to read it out from Snoop Dogg?
May have to buy Twitter. That's true, but also that's difficult to take seriously when he's got a fucking bored ape as his PFP.
Yeah.
Like it takes away from some of the meme element of it.
You want to keep? I'll read the next one. We'll go back and forth. Going to replace the board of directors with Jimmy from My Corner Fish Fry, Tommy Chung, and the guy with the ponytail on CNBC.
First line of business: free internet on airplanes. $29 for 1 hour of bullshit. 1 hour is bullshit. Sorry.
Yeah, 1 hour. Oh, sorry. Everyone gets a blue check mark. Even bots with 10 letters in their name that then hit you in your DMs and just say hello. Nah, fuck those bots.
True. And then what does that say? When Snoop Dogg buys Twitter. Okay.
So that was it. I only had a few because it's not been that long, really. So.
Well.
Oh, and it's trending now.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah. From DOGG to TWITT.
Mandatory weed education. Weed versus dopes.
True. You get a check mark when you reach 420 followers. What's up?
Oh, yeah. Change it to Twizzle.
Twizzle! Fuck yes.
For the record, the whole world prefers Snoop Dogg over Elon Musk.
That's true. Yeah.
I agree. What's this?
To be honest with you, I prefer prostate cancer over Elon Musk, but whatever.
When Snoop buys Twitter, instead of being suspended, you'll be going in the doghouse.
Nice! Those are technically part of the same species, those two creatures. That's about a foot in difference between the fully grown adults.
I know.
That is... Wow.
He's so tall. I didn't realize how tall he was.
He's quite tall, but Kevin Hart is also
short,
quite short.
Yeah. Quite short. Let's see. We get bonuses for liking tweets while comfortably baked.
Yeah. How would the algorithm even tell? That is foolish.
It won't change at all. Doge pound when Snoop buys Twitter. Instead of the Doge. Yeah, the Doge coin, the Doge dog. All right. Anyway, that's me done.
Straight to the moon.
When moon. When Lambo, Kev. When Lambo.
What?
Oh, that's Moon Boy talk. I thought you were ripping on the Moon Boys.
No, the crypto thing when they go, those
Yeah,
coins
Moon
go straight
Boys.
to the moon.
Yeah, they're called Moon Boys.
Are they? Again, I just call them cunts. Like,
We'll see.
Yeah. What's this? Kev, put this ghoul on blast. Who? What? I don't know what you're talking about. Sorry. Yeah, I'm gonna go now. So you'd better go now. What you got coming on your channel, Krista?
Last week we did more Marxism and feminism, mostly it's feminist critique of Marxist ideas, and to be honest, because the book lacks it a bit, our own intersectional contributions between people in the chat and myself. It's nerdily interesting, and I'm excited to say there's still more Marx and feminism, not Marxist feminism, but Marx and feminism coming up. But there are chapters on German feminism, like Russian feminism.
Feministisch.
We could keep going on this topic, but I did offer to start a course on qualitative research coming up in June.
It's called Frau Politik.
Yeah, and I'm going to learn more about it. I've just been invited to join a project that is looking at right-wing backlashes to gender equality and feminist advances in societies and its links with democracy, how feminism and its critiques are kind of core to democratic principles. So good. I'll be talking about that in future, and I'm really excited to have been invited on the project. So it's cool.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it's kind of nice when your head of department goes, here, read this and tell us what would you like to do in this. I'm like, I want to do this, this, and this. Okay, all right, we'll talk about it. I'm like, okay, cool.
See, Kristi's got it easy. She's got it sorted.
Yeah, find what you do, and I guess it doesn't feel like work, but in this case, my nerdiness was rewarded.
Anyway, thank you for joining me, Chris Izzle.
Yeah, and you might be on Twitch later tonight, but otherwise we are back on Twitch unless you want to watch something that's banned off Twitch.
Exactly, yeah, I'll still be doing shows here on YouTube, probably like once a week, something in that range, as a way of being able to cover those things, and also to drive people over to twitch.tv/KFLogan1875, which you should all go and follow, because that's where I'll mostly be streaming. You should go over and follow me there. Someone post a link in the chat. You should go and follow me on the Twitch because I'm awesome. Actually, that's not true. But I'm bang average. But I'm bang average on Twitch. So if you want to go and follow me there, you can. Yeah. But until then, yeah, I suppose we'll reconvene next week at some point.
Yeah, unless you're going to do some, too hot for Twitch YouTube stream, which I might be interested in. So let me know when you're ever going to do something too hot for Twitch. Oh, because it's usually the most interesting people who are banned,
True. We'll have to we'll check back in with Haz and his touching grass adventures.
And I mean interesting as in from a anthropological study. Haz is anthropologically interesting to watch.
Yeah. Like watching an animal in a zoo.
Yeah, it's just throwing its own shit at things.
Exactly.
Yeah,
like it's not highbrow, but it is fascinating.
Masturbating in public.
Yeah. Talking about
scratching its ass and sniffing it.
But the thing is, Haz is less advanced than that, because I think a gorilla knows about other gorillas' sexuality.
Before we go, Kevin, did you ever react to what I tagged you into, the music, the alternate music?
What?
Of Haz? I haven't closed Twitter yet, so I might have to go. But I made a little, after our last show.
Oh, can we do it another time? I'm so tired, Kristi. Literally, I just want to press the button.
Okay. Wrap it up then.
I want this pain to end.
Okay.
Can we do it another time? Is it?
I'll bookmark
it's not
it for
time
next time.
sensitive, is it?
No, I'll bookmark it for next time. I did tag you into it, but okay, it's all right. We'll get there.
Thank you. Thank everyone. Go and follow Kristi because she's actually awesome.
Oh,
she puts up with me.
I do. That's so hard.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you all for listening and watching. I will see you at some other point in the future. Goodbye from me and goodbye from Kristi. Say goodbye, Kristi.
Goodbye, Kristi.
She did the tired bit.